And just, well, we're gonna. Oh. Oh. You're out of turn, dude. Oh, you weren't. What are you doing?
Oh, excuse me.
We had a shtick. That whole thing. You blew it already.
Where's the script?
What?
I wasn't informed about
But you're
this.
supposed to follow.
Oh.
All right, so
Oh.
just calm. Are you calm now? Okay.
I'm calm.
All right, so hey, so we're just a couple guys who like beer.
I think you should too.
All right, and now Jim. This is my friend Jim from church, and he's a special guest, like literally roped in. Hey, you want to be on the show? Okay. There he is. All right, so we know how to brew beer. Some of you know how to brew beer. Jim actually doesn't know how to brew beer. So we get to talk down to him the entire broadcast. It's going to be great. All right, but first I got to put all this stuff back up on the shelf because it fell off. Steve, take it.
So you might be noticing we have 2 boiling kettles this time instead of our usual 1. That's because we're going to do a double batch, but we're doing 2 different kinds of beers. Jamie is brewing another Newcastle clone
Because my wife likes it.
because his wife likes Newcastle, and so happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
I
I
am-
like it too.
I am brewing a hazy IPA, a New Moon style IPA. How you doing there? You about set up?
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Is the wind going to take it down again?
Probably, but it's all right. We'll deal with these things. With such trials, we'll forge ahead.
So my hazy is going to be get a little blurry with a half pound of hops. Features a double dry hop addition with Citra, Mosaic, and El Dorado. The stats for this beer are original gravity of 1.061, final gravity 1.016, ABV of 5.8%. So it's not going to be too strong, but enough to make it feel good. An IBU of 49. This beer is going to be made with half pound of flaked wheat, half pound of flaked oat, and a quarter pound of honey malt. My extracts are Pilsen Light malt extract, 3.3 pounds of Pilsen Light malt extract, 3.3 pounds of Golden Light malt extract, and 1 pound of Bavarian wheat dry malt. My hop schedule, this one's going to be pretty good. I have a Chinook at 60 minutes, a Mosaic at 0, and then 2 dry hop cycles to do different days throughout the fermentation. And I have my yeast is Y-Yeast 1318 London Ale,
Which just fell off the shelf.
which fell off the shelf, so hope the yeast didn't get hurt.
Yeah. After I
All
smacked
right.
it. I don't know.
Over to you, Jamie. What are you making?
Oh, so I make a Newcastle Ale, which if you've watched before, you've seen us make it. It's a 90-minute boil, remember?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm always surprised by that every time. Like just earlier before we turned the camera on, I was like, oh yeah, this is a 90-minute boil.
So that's good because I was going to recommend we offset our boils because we only have 1 wort chiller.
That's right. Which is, if you're a brewer, you should get a wort chiller.
So
It's
we don't
pretty
actually
much
have to
amazing.
offset them now because if we
Yeah,
start
we can
boiling.
just, if we go at the same time.
Yeah.
So I figure we're cold steep because that's just what we do. Maybe one day we'll take the time and do an experimental where we cold steep and hot steep and see if there's a difference. I don't know if it's even worth it to do an experiment out there.
But it
Yeah.
is for the fun of drinking it.
I mean, there's, it's those of you viewers, our one loyal viewer out there, well,
I don't think he's on yet. My nephew.
and he probably
It's like the
would,
one loyal viewer we get every
he
time.
probably wouldn't know anyways.
Nah, he wouldn't know.
In any case, if some of you have actually tasted the difference and you can provide a really good argument saying, yeah, cold steep, it makes it taste different, or hot steep, it makes it taste, if you can, great, because that'd be cool.
All right.
There's
Right,
a million
so
kinds of beer out there.
We're going to drink them all.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, we're gonna.
Has he showed you his song?
What song?
His beer song he's working on?
Beer song.
He's writing a beer song.
Yes, it's gonna be the theme song for the show. We have big plans for this.
Right on.
Yeah, we're gonna have a theme song and everything. One day, we're gonna get more than 1 camera. That'd be awesome, and maybe real microphones, which is not. So this microphone isn't too bad in this setup because we're not inside. We're outside.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not so echoey. But when we brew in Steve's garage, like if it's raining or cold or whatever, yeah. Not that Steve's garage is that warm, but it is drier.
It does tend to stay dry.
So in any case, because his garage is all hard surfaces and pretty much a cube, it's just super echoey. And you've heard podcasts and things like that where the audio is really echoey.
Right.
It sounds horrible. Fortunately, we are such amazing broadcasters that we haven't chased away our one loyal viewer. The fact that his family has nothing to do with it. Nothing at all.
All right. Aim and flame.
Okay. So this is the part where we blow things up.
Yay!
My water's dusty.
Water's dusty.
Because I washed this pot just before we came on. It looks dusty. Dusty water. Right. So and then over here.
Best I
I'm
can.
gonna pick that up and just kind of hold it while I fire this up. I'll put it back on. Perfect.
All right. So, anybody who's been watching this for a while, this process is going to be very familiar. I'm going to put my steeping grains in. This is like a giant tea bag.
Right. Effectively, we're making grain tea.
Pretty much.
Right. So that's the first step, without talking down to you, right? Without being all silly like that. So you have, in the beer process, everything's made out of barley and specialty grains. I think all your extracts are from barleys, aren't they?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is, it's a process. We are. Could you hold that just like that? So we are what they call extract brewers. So we don't make our own extracts.
Okay.
We don't make our own malts, is what we're.
Right. We don't make our own malts.
Malts is just a fancy name for sugar, so if you didn't know.
Okay.
And then go ahead, just set it across there, just like that. Just let it go down there. Perfect. Yeah, that'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll get soggy. It'll start to sicken more. Yeah, that's good. So in any case, if we're doing what they call all grain, if we're to do it that way, wow, yours is starchy already.
I know. What's all those oats?
It's like
Oat flakes and
cloudiness.
oat flakes.
So what happens is they take the barleys and they mill them, and then they boil them or cook them or something. And there's this thing called sparging, which is a cool process, aside from the fact that saying sparging is fun in kind of a Klingon-y way. I don't know, Steve, you know more about this than that, because you got the
I don't really know the process though for making malts. I just know it's heated up and stuff, and then when they sparge it, that all the sugars are released.
So it
I don't know
basically
the process, honestly.
it sucks the carbs out of the grains.
Yeah.
Right. That's basically. So it sucks all the carbs and the sugars out of the grains.
And that's why we do extract grains. because
Now
we don't know
that
the
stuff
process.
over there, Steve, grab a tub. Grab a tub. So this is one of Steve's. Extract. The liquid malt extract.
Okay, it's gonna have a
Right.
seal on it,
But
it's
it's all
molasses.
liquid. It's like molasses because that's all molasses is.
Yeah, it's just partially
an extract.
dehydrated. Is what it is. Dehydrated. Malt.
So it's super syrupy. Now, if you do an all grain, from what I heard, I've never done all grain. If you do an all grain brew, it's not nearly as syrupy and sticky. It's not quite as.
No,
molasses-y.
when you sparge it, just comes off as looks like pork.
So that's, anyways, extract brewing. We skip that whole process, and we go straight to the extracts, which are usually pretty thick and stuff. So that's the first step. The next step is to make what they call wort, which wort is
It's unfermented beer.
I mean that's I guess right now it's a grain tea because these are your specialty grains. So you got water, you have your extracts, which almost all there's not a huge line of extracts. There's like double row and 6 row barleys that they use, and apparently they have different sugar things. But when you get your weird beers, like your browns and your blondes and your ambers and all that, that's where you get like a combination. So like Steve's, it said oats. So in that little bag there, he's got oats and honey malt and what's the other one? Flaked oats, what was the other one?
Mine is flaked oats, flaked wheat,
Flaked wheat, and then
honey malt.
which is probably barley, I imagine. Now mine, which I'll grab, because my instructions are on my iPad here. My grain bill, as you might call it, is, put my old guy glasses on. So this is there is black malt, chocolate malt, torrefied wheat. So those are the three. Oh, and crystal malt. So 12 ounces of 55-degree crystal malt. Does that mean degree? We need to look that up what the little circle means. I don't think it means degree.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It looks like degrees. 55-degree L crystal malt, black malt, chocolate malt, and torrefied wheat. So mine is going to be a much darker beer. In fact, you can see that right now as you look in here.
Right.
And if-
check your temperature.
And if we actually like took time and spent money and had another camera, these people could see it too. But
One day we'll get there.
yeah, about the time. You laugh as though you have a doubt.
I guess that's one of the downfalls of doing the extract brewing is we don't take the time to learn about the grain. It's all done for you.
Yeah.
I don't have a doubt. It's left.
You know, one day we're gonna be famous, and you're gonna be at a party and say, "Yeah, I did a broadcast with those guys
Go way back in their history.
way back before they were famous, back when they had one viewer instead of 15." All right, so we're sitting at 92.
But it's got to start somewhere.
You know, so I know this cat from Brazil. Actually, he's from London, but he lives in Brazil now. Oh, that's
Oh no, I just maybe your blowing kettle conducts heat better than mine. I don't know. I'm just curious because
yeah, I'm at 94. 94 there. 95. Maybe I have my heat up higher.
it doesn't matter.
I mean, you can't scald water.
I just don't want it too much of a difference because then you're going to start your boil sooner.
Right. No.
I gotta kind of.
So turning it.
So what we're trying to achieve is between 150, 160 degrees, and
And once we hit that
you want to maintain that. You want
for half an hour.
that's what we steep at. We cold steep just to get a little extra out of it.
So when we say hot steep, what that is that you get your water up to temperature, and then you add
Then you put
your specialty grains in. And there's talk about it changes the flavor of the beer. And for a while there, it was kind of trendy. It's like everybody did cold steeping. That was the way to go. And then I was reading an article just the other day. It was just like, it really doesn't make that much of a difference, So I'm not 100% sure on it all. You missing something?
I was looking for the trash can.
It's all the way over there.
All right.
Cold steeping.
Right, and that's what they call cold steeping. Obviously, it's not cold, but we start with the water cold.
Right.
And then go up. Maybe my water was warmer.
So that's what cold steeping is, starting with the cold.
Yeah, so the water is cold, you put your grains in, and then you heat the water up. Hot steeping, you don't put your grains in until the water is already at temperature. Either way, once you hit the temperature, 155 to 160, you try and maintain that, and you hold it for half an hour.
So there's some people that just start at 150.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what we're saying. They do hot steeping.
Yeah.
They start at 150 and then dunk in.
A lot of times, I think these instructions for these recipes tell you to do it that way. To hot steep it
Okay.
or start hot.
I just need that explained twice, and I'm a little slow.
It's all right, man. So that's what we're doing now. We're getting it up to temperature, and then we make the grain. And then after that, then you start your boil. No, wait. After that, you add all your sugars. Which Steve's has liquid malts. Mine has nothing. Mine has nothing but dry malt stock, which makes mine want to be boiled over much more aggressively. Which we were doing well. We made it like 2 whole months without boiling over, and then I don't know what happened last time, but we caught it soon enough. But it was right at the top.
I think we were just yakking or something.
Yeah, it was like
Lost
surface tension foam. It's like wow. It was in his garage too. Out here you just run the hose. In the garage, it's like, oh man, everything's sticky now.
Yeah. See that. So is it easy enough to acquire the? So you can just buy all the things you need.
You can buy all of this stuff, man. We go down to Northwest Brewers Supply. Is that
Yeah, I forget the
Is it Northwest Brewers Supply? That's really sad. We go there all the time.
Oh, I'm wearing their shirt, so.
Yes, all it has is
Well, the back has the name. So.
Northwest Brewers Supply. So that's where we go.
You had it right the first time.
Yep. It did. So we go down there and they've got everything we need.
Yeah, or you can order online as well. Like this,
But you shouldn't.
this kettle I got at, like Fred Meyer.
You shouldn't order online?
You shouldn't order online.
Why not?
Because politics.
Because politics.
Yes. Are you following? You're not. It's okay.
Because
Because we buy local, man. You buy local. Don't you know this? What's with all the wind?
Oh, so you
Jeez.
can't buy online from them.
No. Well, I'm sure you can.
They
Actually,
have a website.
You gotta
They have a
you gotta-
website.
so you're saying
no, I'm
don't
being
go through-
silly. You can buy online if you want.
Okay.
I mean, I'll hate you, but you can do it.
Well, okay. Well, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
so you're saying don't go through like Amazon or something?
Yeah, I pretty much don't do that. Although he did launch a really unique looking rocket, I gotta say. So
Yeah. A little phallic, right?
yeah, maybe just a little.
So they can start delivering. They can start delivering goods to people on the moon.
Yeah.
People on the moon need beer too.
You know, hey.
I don't know if I'd drink beer on the moon. I don't know if I would do anything to
Moon
alter
beer.
my mind on the moon.
Moon beer.
Moon beer. Yeah.
Don't you want to relax? Nope. I
Nope.
pretty much want to be 100% sober all the time.
What if there was a brewery on the moon?
I would definitely go to the moon for that. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's like so. Back when I was active, I don't like swimming, and I don't like deep water. I really don't. Don't ask me why I joined the Navy. I have no answer to that. But I don't like being in. I don't mind being on a ship. Being on a ship is fine, you know. But I don't like swimming. I don't like deep water. And my definition of deep is anything over my ankles. So now we know where I sit. But my point being that despite that, we're in the middle of the Indian Ocean, which that's pretty deep water.
Yeah.
I don't think I can touch the bottom, ever.
Mhm.
And we had a swim call, and you do not pass up the opportunity to jump off of an aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean. You just don't do it. So I did, and it was slightly traumatic. I did 4 or 5 times. They're like, was it fun? I was like, it was an experience. Couldn't touch the bottom. Kept thinking about sharks.
It's like I don't know what the movie.
They do have sharks there too. They're like,
You know, it's crazy that you've never seen an aircraft carrier. No, that's not true. I've seen one.
oh
But
yes,
I've never,
Top Gun doesn't count, man.
I've seen one briefly, but I haven't never been on one. And I've heard stories, so I don't think I'm missing much.
No.
Well, wait. 95% of it, no, it's just not that great. But
No.
if you can get on the flight deck during flight ops and play that game, if you're an adrenaline junkie, I mean, it doesn't get much more intense than that. I mean, because there are like 10 million ways to die at any given moment. It is great.
Yeah.
Well, it's
that was
just-
my office, man. I was FDC.
Yeah, man, I did. That was great.
146.
Well, yeah, let's take a walk through.
Well, it just, I mean, so I'm being a little sarcastic, but
I mean,
you know, that's what adrenaline junkies do.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about cheating death. You know,
oh, yeah.
because it's not an adrenaline rush to like win at Parcheesi.
I don't even know what Parcheesi is.
Wow.
What is Parcheesi?
It's a board game
It's a board
from
game.
apparently old people used to play it, not us.
I've heard of
No,
it.
like
our
I've heard
parents
of
played it.
but
That's right. We've heard of it too. I don't know what I was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
What?
Parcheesi.
It's not like beating Pokemon. There, does that? You know what Pokemon is?
Yeah, I hate Pokemon.
Okay, so I'm failing here, Steve. I'm falling all over myself.
It's all right, man. I'm at
I
100.
should say I hate Pokemon. It's just.
It's not your thing.
I don't know.
I'm at 110, but
Let's go play cards. Cards are a card game with.
Rubik's.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, yeah, aircraft carrier, flight deck, super adrenaline junkie. Yeah, I mean, if you're an adrenaline junkie, that's the place to be. Did you know Tom Satterley?
No.
All right. Tom is a good guy.
You have it at 110 still. So. I'm gonna start backing off temperature.
Top Gun 2, is that out yet?
All right.
That's what I'm just waiting on. Let me tell you.
I guess they shot some scenes up here, or
Yeah, they
I don't understand. What's cool? What are you at?
I'm in 110.
I'm at 118. I'm still outpacing you.
Yeah, you might just have a better pot, man.
Yeah, I heard about it after the fact. I guess the whole movie crew was up there. But I heard about it. I didn't hear about it
121, 120.
Yeah, they shot some scenes at the O Club.
Yeah. Well, I guess they had like, from what I understand, they had the whole movie crew was up there.
Oh, okay.
They shot some movies. They got some scenes on the mountain or whatever. I heard them. One dude was telling me that they hooked up like the cameras in the back because they made it look like. So obviously, old Tommy Boy can't really fly a plane,
Yeah.
but so they hooked up cameras. Then all the camera angles they used. He's actually in the back seat.
Yeah.
They made it look like he was in front.
Yeah, I've seen.
Well, yeah,
I
they're
saw
gonna-
kind of a making of thing. And they had all these super high def cameras. Yeah, they made that back seat look like a front seat.
Yeah. Well, that's probably. Hey, you've never flown a plane before, but today you're gonna learn.
But
You're
they-
gonna learn.
They're talking about why they did it that way, so that when the real pilot was flying, the facial expressions and the G's were real.
Yeah.
So it looked like he was really doing it. Yeah.
Hang on there, Tom.
Going to afterburn.
It's like really like. Yeah. I heard he was kind of a tool. So.
Yeah, like there was one of the bartenders at the CPO club was telling me that, like, yeah, because she was there as for support and kind of MWR stuff, and like she was saying, like he didn't want to talk to anybody, he didn't want to meet any sailors, like, he didn't let anybody have autographs or anything, So
Now
Yeah.
the holier than thou and halo of Scientology over his head.
Yeah, there's that. Okay.
I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to meet anybody.
I
Whatever.
just don't understand,
He's just
man.
he's become grumpy.
Well, I imagine it gets old after a while. Especially, and the other thing about Tom Cruise is that Tom Cruise is surrounded with controversy. He's got like some crazy big divorces, like with Nicole Kidman, and then he was with Katie Holmes, and then there was the Scientology bit and all that stuff. So not all of the attention that cat gets is good. Contrasted with someone who's just like everybody loves. You're an actor that everybody loves. Like nobody has a problem with this person. William H. Macy. Nobody hates William H. Macy, right?
Yes.
You don't even know who William H. Macy is.
I don't know who makes me sick.
What? Really? Fargo? Mystery Man? He was the shoveler? He's like the king of support roles. I mean, the cat shows up. He does a great job. He's a great actor. But most of his roles are not the big superstar role. They're just like hardcore, strong support.
Okay.
If I was an actor, that's what I want to be, a B-rated actor. So
B-lister.
B-lister, so then you could go outside and not be bothered.
Yeah, people leave you alone.
Well, some of them are. It's just.
You can
Anyways,
make-
there's got to be an A-list actor out there, someone that nobody has a problem with.
You can make a ton of money and not be bothered. You don't have a normal life.
Or like Will Smith. Well, no, Will Smith has the whole Jada Pinkett thing, but
Yeah.
he's not real controversial.
I don't know enough about Hollywood.
Yeah, neither do I.
Neither do
Obviously,
I. I don't
We're-
I don't watch television hardly.
There's got to be more
I don't
actors
keep
out
up
there
with
than that,
who's who.
which I find ironic that we're here like, oh yeah, we don't watch video entertainment, and we're
Making.
I mean, I
Making
do.
video
I mean-
entertainment.
I mean, I do. It's just sometimes I just don't necessarily know who the actors are.
Yeah, same here. I don't keep up with it.
Grew up with my dad was really into like Fred Astaire and shit.
yeah, that's old.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it because it's singing and dancing. Dude,
Well, yeah,
he was-
Fred Astaire was
he was
he was
actually-
amazing.
He was actually he was very talented. You could tell because he brought a lot of the you could tell he brought a lot of his stage acting to the screen.
Yeah, he brought the live acting stuff over into
He acted
the
like,
televised stuff.
he acted with his whole his whole self.
Yeah.
Even his eyes.
Daniel Day-Lewis. There. That guy's got no controversy.
I'm not aware of.
I don't know who he is unless you name a role, in which case he's
He
like,
was in Last Mohicans.
yeah, he was in
Gangs of New York.
Let There Be Blood.
Yeah.
Gangs of New York.
He was the
Gangs
main
of New
bad
York was
guy.
good. Yeah.
He was like,
But my point, I'm making a joke because I just saw that on Bill Maher. I watched one of those Bill Maher clips
Oh, okay.
because he was talking about actors who bring their life into their role as opposed to just playing the role.
Just be the role.
And he mentioned Daniel Day-Lewis, and he's like, I love this guy. I don't think he even exists outside the screen. he's total CGI.
He's not
It's like they turn the cameras off, and he's just like, dude,
he's gone.
we got to move him. All right, we'll just turn the camera on. What are we doing? We're doing eating lunch. Oh, okay. Okay, careful, Jaime. This is the most professional. Oh, you are a goddess. And I say that in the most like
What?
not.
I'm gonna put it in the fridge. or-
Yeah, put it in the fridge. Sweet.
Okay.
So later on, you can taste bush drool, which is brown ale. Dude, there's so much beer out there. There's brown ales and there's India Pale Ales. There's New England India Pale Ales, which is not the same as an India Pale Ale, completely distinct. There's hazy Pale Ales. There's Saisons. There's Lambics.
So it was an American family.
The New England is an American Pale Ale.
It's the same thing.
Yes and no. I mean, they have little tweaks, right? So you've got this foundation of the concept of this India Pale Ale, which the India Pale Ale, so India Pale Ale came about because they would ship beer from England to India. And this was back when everything was on boats, right? And like sail boats, you know?
Refrigeration didn't exist.
Right. So hops, which is something we'll get to later in the broadcast, but hops, along with providing flavor and stuff, are also a preservative.
Mhm.
And so, wow, you got a case.
You said you wanted lime.
If you're not, we can do this. What, are you crazy? Did you just suggest giving beer back?
I have the receipt.
What's wrong with you?
Okay.
We're not gonna give beer back. Who do we got there? Energizer Beast 19. Yo, Chase, what up?
Oh, he's using his other name now, yeah.
So,
What up there,
Steve's
Chase?
nephew's here. Thanks for tuning in, man. We love you. You're awesome. So anyhow, the point being, there's all these beers: brown ales, amber ales, blonde ales, and then there's variations within each of those. It's like, this is my brown ale, this is that brown ale. Well, for example, we're making the Newcastle brown ale right now. Wendy just brought Moose Drool brown ales, which is their brown ale. And there'll be slightly different, the different yeasts, the different grains, the different hops, different waters, which you can get really crazy with that.
Yeah,
You know.
What the water discussion, its own rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Like different.
We just use tap water. So.
Yeah, we
like
just.
if you use a different water, it changes the taste of it. Or something.
It absolutely does. And that's actually true. Like, we would never make beer with the well water here because we have really hard water here,
Yeah.
right? You know, it's got like a sulfur taste to it. You can really taste the water at the house here.
You know, that's interesting because I knew there's that's what anybody I've ever known that's on the
Temperature thingy. Keep going. I'm listening.
that's on the pizza joint. They said that like the water changes the taste of the pizza.
Oh, absolutely will.
It goes into the dough and stuff.
Yeah, if your water has a flavor, it's going to change the flavor of anything you add it to.
Yeah.
You know, and certain things more than others.
Well, you know, we're
100 and what?
over here with if you want jet fuel in your beer.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the shit.
Oh, okay.
No, sometimes lines get crossed and fuel gets in the water supply.
Well,
you smell it in the shower sometimes. You know?
So when I was on the Incheon was one where the potable water and the fuel was in the same tank, and they used the principle of floating fuel thing
Oh, geez.
to keep them separate. Yeah, that was great. I'm at 145.
Yeah, 132 is what I was at. I think your flame is closer to your pot. That's why yours heats faster.
Yeah,
It's
that
up
makes-
higher.
That makes sense.
Because looking at comparing them at the angle, yeah, your fire looks like it's much closer.
Turn that down a little bit.
Are you cooking right there between the two?
Oh,
Yeah, how are you
so we
doing?
can move.
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. I'm not, not no big deal. It's not necessarily a hot day out.
Right.
And I just turned it
Yeah,
off.
some of the guys that like real serious about brewing will try to take water and match.
Jim, like that, please.
What am I doing? This right here?
There you go.
They'll try to match the water. Let's say they want to brew some kind of European beer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They'll try to match the water profile for that place where that beer is made by adding things to the water here, salts and various other chemicals you can do to change the water.
Yeah,
But we don't take it that far.
Or they ever go so far as getting it shipped from Europe?
I wouldn't be surprised. if
there
people
are
did,
probably some guys that do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I need 16 liters of your tap water, please.
Okay.
So far, so good, man. We got a special guest, Jim. My friend Jim from church. Having a good time. You're well, there's 3 viewers, and you're one of them. You're the only one who's commented. We feel good about that. 3. 3 is a good number. You know? It's kind of a holy number. 3, holy number. Let's just stop right there. 3. 3 viewers.
138. Wow. Yeah, but I want it to stabilize. I don't want it to go shoot up too fast.
Well, yeah, that's kind of why. That's the other thing is if it gets too windy, Steve's garage is nice because the wind really will jack up these things, and then it's like. Then we're trying to. You got like 190 degrees here and 8 degrees here. It's like, how is this possible? It's in the same pot. And the other thing you try and aim for is like, if you gotta tail off your heat early, because if you don't, you'll just scream right past your target.
Right. Okay.
Because you've got your heat on too hot, and as heat builds, it's like the water can only contain so much heat, and as you get closer to basically the boiling point, that heat is going to increase faster.
Right, it's like exponential.
So at the beginning, it's rising at like, let's pretend 5 degrees every 2 seconds, right? But then as you get closer to the top, it's rising 5 degrees every 1 second. And then you get even closer, it's going 5 degrees every half second. So it's getting hotter faster, And I don't know if I'm 100% accurate with all that, but I do know it happens. That if we don't turn the heat down in time, we tend to overshoot and we end up at 165, 170. It's not the end of the world. It hasn't destroyed our beers.
Right. You're like, I'm not a physician, but I think I'm in the ballpark.
Yeah, I'm pretty close. I'm not a stupid guy, so I know things. I know stuff.
Drinking, I know things.
That's right. Drink beer and know things. I mean, it's
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a adaptation. We danced the line. We don't want to get sued by HBO for our podcast.
That was like one of my favorite characters from that series. He's just.
So apparently, I'm the only guy here who doesn't know anything about Game of Thrones.
But all the nudity.
That's true. I heard there's lots of nakedness.
Lots of naked.
Congratulations. Thank you,
Yeah,
Chase.
Even South Park made a joke about it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, they're referring to the too many naked men in the series.
Nobody want to see that.
Yeah, well, there's probably somebody who wants to see it, but I don't want to.
Yeah, right.
You're watching. I'll look away.
It's like, oh, didn't condone that.
Oh, it's 150, not 155.
I'm at 146. Yay, almost there. Yeah, we'll rotate our.
Yeah, roll those around. So that's back to the sanitation thing. You don't really need to fill the thing all the way up with bleach water. Because you can just rotate it like he's doing now. You just get the bleach on the next part.
Okay.
Because when it comes to fermenting, there's all sorts of little bugs that would like to eat the sugars that are in the wort, right? And like I said, there's all sorts of little bugs that would like to do that. And in the fermentation game, it's first to the goal pole, or first to the goalpost. So whoever kind of kicks off and starts propagating first, they're going to kind of take over. Which is not to say that other bugs can't come in behind and screw things up.
Right.
So now we start the timer for mine, because I hit 150.
Yeah. It'll be fine. I mean, your actual boil time's still going to be at 90 minutes. Might
Oh,
be
yeah.
an hour. So
It's
that
like-
30 minutes will be enough time to get mine chilled, and then get yours ready for the
Right.
chiller.
So anyways, so you kill as many bugs as you can with the bleach water and with the boiling and various things. I mean, there's different ways to sanitize. You can boil everything. Problem is when you deal with plastics and boiling it, sometimes they don't like that. They get mushy and soft. But then you got to rinse everything off because, again, you don't want to flavor your beer with bleach. You know, no bleach beer. What's that? Bleach beer. Yeah, you know, I don't think. Yeah, you might want to try again.
I don't want to lose a few. Once you want to lose a few brain cells, well, more than you would already.
So, anyways, that's the whole thing with the sanitization. So we just roll the carboys over ever so often.
I'm at 150, so I'm going to start my timer.
All right, hit go. Starting timers. Timer's going. So now we wait, which is what we've been doing anyways.
I know, right?
But you know what we can do? We can talk about something we haven't talked about yet because we've been chatting, which is what we're drinking at this point, which is an all-day IPA. How's that look on the camera? Look over there. Monitor for me. Can you see? Is it there? Up, down, back a little bit?
Move forward a little bit.
All right, like this. Coming closer, moving to the camera. The professionalism is. All right, I'm about to give
Yeah,
up.
like right there.
All right, what is this? Did you see the beer, folks?
Maybe
Okay,
turn it-
this
maybe rotate it.
Is it your- you're not helping,
There
Jim.
you go.
What's it? This is. I give up. I'm sitting back down. All right. Thanks for your help, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So no, we're just being silly. So really, what we're drinking here is the All Day IPA, which is a session IPA. It's just I don't know, it's kind of like Coors Light of IPAs, I guess.
Yeah, it's
You
low,
know?
low ABV,
It's not super
not
hard,
super hoppy.
not super hoppy, just kind of an easy drinker. Which, as we've discussed before, that's what session beers are supposed to be. Look, another one, session ale, another term for you. You're going to know
What's
more
session
about beer than you ever thought there was to know by the time we're done here.
ale? What is session ale?
So, really, session ale is not, it sounds more complex than what it is. It's just an easy drinking beer.
Yeah.
Low alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
The flavors are not super strong and aggressive, you know, doesn't kick you in the head, nothing like that. It's just an easy drinking beer.
Right.
It's like light beer ales, you know.
I enjoyed it. I'm not really that into IPAs. I like it.
Enough work? Okay.
We'll be back. It's an easy day today.
Okay. Easy day.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, that's a session ale. How's your doing? Oh, look at that. Steve's keeping up with me. Usually Steve falls way behind. He's a slow drinker at first. See you, kiddo. You got all your keys?
I got a badge.
Okay, watch out for the cord. Don't kick that over. Thanks, man.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Later.
See you later.
So next, you want to do a brown ale next? I think those moose tools are cold.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to?
I'll do that.
Are you sure?
Good. I like these tools.
Okay, I like moose tools.
Yeah, they're a little heavy, kind of thick. You know, they're higher ABV also.
That's okay. We got a long way to go.
I want to
Can I
they're-
see that? Before I do that, can I see the temperature probe thingy? See where we're sitting. Wow, right at 150
Nice.
on that side. 150.4 on this side.
Oh,
right.
jeez.
I know my accuracy's off. I'll try harder next time. All right, let me go get this. Let's go get some more beers.
You know, I'm getting too hot. I'm with 52. I mean, I'm still within the range, but it's fine. I try to keep it about 155 if I can. There's been a few times we've gone over, but whatever. Just kill the heat. Try to bring it back down as fast as you can. I don't know how much it would affect it if you, like, let's say, kept it like 170 the whole time for the 30 minutes. I really don't know. I don't know all the chemistry yet. One day I'll get there.
You say doing this has given you a better appreciation for it?
I guess. I mean,
What's that?
brewing, that's like, just better appreciation for the beer. Oh,
I would-
5%. I thought these were stronger.
I would think so, man.
Like
I mean,
you're more selective and
well, okay, folks. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna hold it out.
Well,
Wait.
it saves us money because these kits are anywhere from 30 to 50 bucks depending what kind you get.
Right.
Makes 5 gallons in the end. That's 53 12-ounce cans of beer. So
So doing a moose stroll right now. That looks about good. That's right in the center. So this is right out of Missoula, Montana, Big Sky Brewery. Looks like 5% alcohol, like Steve said. This is a brown ale, because we like brown ales. And on the back of the can it says, "We make water fun," which is actually, that's kind of a good thing. All right, so brown ale. And since we're in clear glasses, now if we're ultra snooty, we would rinse our glasses first.
yeah, but who cares?
But we're not ultra snooty. Oh man, I came across this one website. This guy was like, never use the same sponge you use to wash your dishes to wash your beer glassware. I was like, are you crazy?
man, you should spend a lot of money on sponges.
Yeah, right. You have a huge sponge budget, don't you?
He's like, you should have your own separate cabinet for your beer glassware.
No.
Only use this kind of detergent. And it's like, you were crazy, dude.
It's a glass.
It's a glass, man. Rinse it out, dry it, drink a beer out of it. Good idea.
All right.
All right, so you notice? Much darker. Probably much heavier, and it will, it'll make you fat, but when you're retired, that's okay.
Yeah, as I've met people and learned about beer tastes over the years, like folks that don't normally drink these kind of beers tend not to like them because they're like flavored, really strong flavored compared. Let's say like someone who drinks them a Coors Light and they drink one of these, they're gonna be like, ooh, yeah.
And you also notice this isn't super cold.
Yeah.
I mean, I like cold beer. My wife likes it ice cold, 32 degrees, like 32.5, so it doesn't freeze.
Crazy.
And actually, there's alcohol in it, so you can take beer right down to 32. That's not a good face.
Well, I like it.
Okay, all right.
I'm just
If you don't, it's okay. I mean,
no, I do like it. It's just
like this is different.
yeah.
It's processing, right?
So this is a brown ale. It's got kind of has a more caramely finish, like afterwards. It's not super dry. Like we're done. There's a little bit afterwards there. You can taste.
I'm not really sensing a straw. It's not really a strong aftertaste. It's cool. I like it.
Maybe I just got crap all over my tongue and I'm tasting weird things. That doesn't make me feel good about myself.
Well,
Thanks, Jim.
I mean, there's a little bit of an aftertaste.
Yeah, I do have. It tastes
caramel. Yeah.
kind of.
But it's not so intense that I don't want to drink it.
Oh no, that's not what I was talking about. But I was just talking like as compared to that session, which was pretty much once you swallowed it, it was done. It wasn't. I am just a little cold actually. I still have flame.
I don't really mind an aftertaste as long as it's not so overbearing.
Yeah, we've had some just terrible. You're just like, I can't. It won't go away.
Oh,
You're drinking bread.
Yeah.
Well, see those. Now those are your Hefeweizens and your wheat beers. They are much more.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And if
Cut off a slice of bread.
just kind of shove a slice of bread in the butt.
Yeah, I was big into wheat beers for a while, but now I don't care for them anymore.
Really?
I don't like the taste of that.
I still like them. I like all beers.
And I'll drink it.
And if I ever find a beer that I don't like, I just simply say, well, this is obviously not beer. And therefore, I can still say that I like all beers.
That's how we got away with drinking that.
Oh, yeah.
That margarita beer was terrible.
It's called a Goes.
Goes
And the
up.
one that we drank, we just did not like. It was
Yeah.
just like, this is not good.
I was at some brewery in, I forget, it was in like Chicago or some shit. I don't even remember, but they had a porter with cayenne pepper in it. Yeah, that would be very good.
A porter with cayenne pepper in it?
Yeah. It was like, well, it was like, or I don't exactly know, I don't even know, but it tasted like, you could taste the cayenne pepper. It was like one of the samples. It was like drinking hot sauce or something.
It doesn't sound good at all.
I had a chili beer once, but it was kind of like, it reminded me of like Corona, but with like chili pepper flavor to it. You know, it wasn't very good.
Yeah. Well, I don't like spicy food with beer.
Yeah.
It really does. Two drinks that can get ruined by spicy food. I don't mind spicy food,
Yeah.
but beer and coffee.
Yeah,
If
I
I
can't
eat
do
something-
spicy with coffee either.
If I eat something spicy, like strong spicy, I don't want a beer and I don't want a coffee afterwards. It just doesn't go right with it. I don't know why.
But usually I don't even. Usually if I'm ever like at a restaurant or something, I typically don't get beer. I just get like a Pepsi or something.
Right. Well, I'm just talking like at home. You
Okay.
just make something spicy and just like, nope.
Yeah, I'd make something for breakfast. You know, like a bagel or whatever with eggs and put hot sauce on it. And just wouldn't, like Texas Pete and coffee don't go well. You know?
Steve has like 9 different kinds of hot sauce at his house. He's one of those crazy people that likes to put chemical burns on his tongue all the time.
Sometimes.
It's like, here, have this pizza. It'll burn your mouth and then it'll burn your south later. It's like, it's great. It's like, this is not great, dude. I don't want to like be crying now and then be screaming and crying later in the bathroom. My wife's like, what's wrong in there? Nothing. I'm okay.
I need some ice.
I hate my friend Steve. Such a jerk.
Have you?
I didn't know it was so sensitive down there.
Yeah, okay. I hear you. Oh, boy.
So anyways, that's a brown ale. And there are many, 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 many more beers to try. But
Indeed.
there really are only 2 types of beer. There are lagers and ales. That's it. 2 big categories. That's it. Lager yeasts usually like colder wort. They ferment at a colder temperature. And they tend to sit down at the bottom of, like one of those big carboys. They tend to sit at the bottom, and they do all their work down at the bottom. Ales, they like warmer temperatures, and they tend to sit up at the top. And they do have different flavors, like the yeasts that went with Steve's, and the yeasts that are going with this. That's part of the whole package of things. Was that Ben or Trevor we talked to at Northwest Brewer Supply?
I think that was Ben.
That was Ben that we talked to?
When it was there
Right.
a couple days ago, there's Ben.
Okay, so that's Ben. All right. Been there so many times, I still don't know the guy's name. There's only 2 of them, too. It's like, how hard is it? I don't know, man. But in any case, he actually made a really great analogy with the whole mixing of the sound there. It's like you move this thing, and it impacts all these other 4 things. Like not like there's more of this, but suddenly, like you increase this amount of hops, and suddenly that impacts the yeast's flavor, not in relation to the hops, but in relation to the specialty grains and stuff. And it's not something as simple as just, we'll just add more of this and so we'll get more of that flavor. It's like, well, yeah, you'll get more of that flavor, but these other flavors
Side
here,
effects as well.
it's going to change the profile of it. It's not just as simple as that. Because mixing is the same way. If you increase just, like, say, the flutes, it's not just that you have more flutes, but suddenly you can't hear the snare drum, even though you didn't touch the snare drum. You got a snare drum and, like, say, a bass violin and then a violin and a flute, and you turn up the flute. These guys are mixed perfectly. You turn up the flute. It's like, yeah, I can hear the flute. Oh, the snare drum's gone. I didn't do anything to the snare drum. I didn't touch it. I didn't pull a slider. I didn't play with the EQ, nothing. Right? he's absolutely right. I mean, it was a great analogy. It's like the way things, not only do they,
We're all connected, you know.
yeah, they're so interconnected that not only do they change in relation to themselves, but they change the relation of other things in relation to other things that is not them. You know, the hops change. So, anyways, I thought that was a really cool. It was a really good analogy on his part. He really nailed it with that one. Oh, 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 oh. Too hot, too hot, too hot. I don't know if I just turned it off.
No, you saw fire. Like that's the angle. I can see the flame.
But I'm gonna turn it off for a minute. I'm up at like 1. Right at 160 there. Yeah, I'm right at the top. I'm up at 160. So
Yeah, you could probably finish yours out without even using any more fire.
yeah, that's
would
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we'll be good for now.
Yeah, is it like 156? So turn mine down a little bit.
So yeah, I don't want to go too hot. I don't know. So there's also, all plants have these things called tannins, which tannins have a distinct flavor of their own, and that's why most of the recipes we get over here, they say don't squeeze the bag, just pull it out and done. This bag here that we're done. It's like once you hit the 30-minute, we let it drain, but it's like don't squeeze it or anything. You let it drain and then just chuck it off to the side. And since we're outside, we'll just chuck it right over there.
Okay.
As opposed onto the floor of Steve's garage and make everything sticky.
Fair enough.
But there's some folks, like my recipe says to rinse this with 170-degree water when we're done,
What you're talking about.
which we're not going to do, and it's okay because it's turned out really good. So we're just going to do things the way we've done them every other time. But it's just, there's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot of stuff that's just personal preference. Oh, do you know what a barnyard tastes like?
A barnyard, like a barnyard burger.
No, like a barnyard.
No.
We were just curious.
We're hoping.
We're trying to find somebody who knows what a barnyard tastes like.
Yes.
Why do you
Once again, the request is out to you, good people. What does a barnyard taste like? Leave a comment on any of the platforms. They're all connected. I get the emails.
Do you want the actual answer or like?
Oh no, we're truly curious.
Yeah, we're curious. We'll tell you why.
In the brewing world,
This
there's a
is
thing
a
called
joke.
off flavors, and we were
Yes.
reading about off flavors, and one of the off flavors listed was barnyard, and we're like, what the hell
Right.
does a barnyard taste like?
So
You know?
they'll get tastes of pumpkin, or they'll get tastes of green apple, and then it's like, or we'll get tastes of barnyard, and we're like, I know what a green apple tastes like. I know what a pumpkin tastes like. I do not know what a barnyard
I would
tastes like.
imagine a barnyard smells like animal shit.
Oh, there's one. Okay, and
PG
PG, bam.
Sorry, man. Usually it's me. Don't worry.
Yeah, Steve's usually the one.
Okay.
All right. I told you it happened. We knew. In any case, it's an in joke with me and Steve because it's like it's listed. When you read the articles about beer and if you do things wrong or if you'll get like a little bit of an infection and stuff, or if you put your yeast in when this is too hot, which we can talk about yeast in a minute because that's a completely different discussion. But in any case, when you do that, they say off flavors. That's it, off flavors. This vague term, off flavors, and then they list some. You know, they're like green apple or pumpkin. And then it's all over the place. Barnyard. It's like, I don't know about you, but I don't go around licking barnyards ever.
I don't either. But, I mean, that's what I would imagine they're referring to.
Well,
I
yeah,
would
but
say
have
so,
you ever
yeah.
tasted that?
No.
Who out there has tasted this? Who's out there? This is like, it's a hard job, but yeah. Oh,
okay.
I hate this job.
These mills.
Yep.
Fair enough.
That is an Illinois barnyard.
It's chicken heavy.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about a Arkansas barnyard. Not even close. Here, taste this beer. It's like, oh, you definitely have a Missouri barnyard going on there. It's like, oh, I don't want to know how you know that. How do you
So
know?
does it taste different based on whether they raise cows or horses or pigs or chicken?
I'm sure it does, but
They're
you know,
like,
I am not the guy to go find out.
who decides these things? They tell us
This is our question. It was like, who came up with this? Now, I do know what grass tastes like.
Yeah.
I've crashed off bicycles and horses enough to know what grass tastes like. I know what grass and dirt tastes like.
Horses.
Not
I've
barnyard.
never been horseback riding.
You've never been horseback riding? Oh. Well, you are from like Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're like from an urban area. Can I have the thing? I guess it doesn't matter. I turned my heat off, so it's probably fine.
I mean, I guess I've been on the. I don't know if this qualifies, but I've been at like a fair or something where they have the horses like attached to a thing or whatever.
Like pony ride type stuff?
Yeah, that type of thing.
Well,
I don't
you've
think
been
that's-
on a horse.
I don't think that qualifies as horseback riding.
No, it's not the same as actually horseback riding. And even, to be honest, a lot of the trail riding that people do, where they go on trail rides and they put them on a horse, and that horse knows how to do one thing, follow the tail of the horse in front of them. That's I'm talking about real horseback riding, where the horse doesn't necessarily want you on there.
Get off.
Yeah. So I've been legitimately bucked off before. And I've also had horses be sneaky. When I was growing up, so I grew up in a small town in Townsend, and so we had friends of the family. My folks are town people, right? So we lived in town, but we had lots of friends out of town, and we had friends who owned horses, and we could go horseback riding, and it was great. And when we were small, it was really hard to put saddles on because I was like an 80-pound kid in a 50-pound saddle. It's like, this is a pain. I'm just going to go bareback. It's fine.
Yeah.
And the horses, you can't hang on quite as well when you're bareback. There's nothing to grab. And so if they wanted to ditch us, they didn't even have to buck. You'd just be booking along in like a gallop, which a gallop is not super fast. A run is fast, right? So running is not the same as galloping or loping. But just like this relaxed gait, it's like, yeah, and the horse would be like, you're done. And they just like, he's like, ah! You go catch them and you're mad at them and stuff. Heck,
Don't do that again.
don't do that. You're mean. But yeah, I've come off quite a bit of stuff. I think the most exhausting horseback ride I ever went on was in Dubai. They had a horseback ride thing. And in Dubai, because they're an Arab nation, they have cultural norms. And one of the norms was men do not ride mares, and women do not ride studs or stallions or geldings. A gelding is just a castrated, it's a castrated male horse. And so they put me on this horse, and let me tell you, if I'd owned that horse, I'd have put a bullet in it and sold it to Alpo. It's like, there are some hungry dogs in the world, and this horse wants to help them out. Oh, such a horror. Oh, man, I did not like that horse.
I hope nobody from Penn is watching.
It's okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure that they are not our core audience.
Oh no! Here we go. Animal rights.
PETA? What? People for eating tasty animals? Yeah.
PETA, right? That's what it is. PETA.
I think it's. I've always said PETA, but there is no official pronunciation guide out on it.
There isn't.
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
Okay.
Actually, PETA would be more accurate because it is people for the ethical treatment of animals. It's not people for the ethical treatment of animals. But if we're talking about people eating tasty animals, well, yeah, that would be PETA.
Next thing you know, they're going to be people with ticket signs over there.
I already have enough unmarked graves in my backyard. I don't need more.
Oh boy. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, no. As you can tell, I'm not terribly worried about this. What do I got? Oh, man. I've got 6 minutes left.
Oh yeah, just under 7.5.
Oh, we're fine.
Yeah.
There's going to be plenty of variants.
Right.
So, man, we used to. We can talk about yeast next. So, yeast changes flavors too, right? different yeast. We already mentioned that briefly. The yeast that he's using, the yeast that I'm using, ale yeasts, which are up at the top, they float at the top and they tolerate higher temperatures. Lager yeasts, which float down at the bottom, and they tolerate cooler temperatures and stuff. But one of the things, back to the whole barnyard off flavors thing, is that yeast don't like it to be too warm. So like 80 degrees is bad for yeast. They start dying at 80 degrees. And one of the things that happens at 80 degrees is that the yeast will start to breed too quickly, and the little cells will actually pop. And obviously this is at the microscopic level, but when they do that, they start releasing these different chemical compounds, and that's where you get your green apple, your pumpkin, and things like that. So you have to make sure that this liquid, when you're ready to throw your yeast into your glass carboys over there, you have to make sure that it is below 80 degrees. That is like actually super important, right up there with sanitization. Because we've had like we made one beer where we killed the yeast package. We accidentally left it on a baseboard heater, and so it was like at 110 degrees, and it's like, yeah, that stuff's done. So then we had to go get a different yeast package, and the yeast package we got wasn't great. It was, we got it half price. Great, we should have got it free, to be honest. It was expired by like I don't know how long, but it's what we had, and we're kind of in a bind. Yeah. So we threw it in there, and
two of them actually.
Yeah.
In,
yeah, it was not the most amazing beer we've ever made. However, totally drinkable because we never failed. That's right. We're amazing. Amazing. All of you out there, you didn't hear that story. That didn't happen.
Well, if you don't chalk up failures as failures, you don't fail, right?
That's right. See,
it's just a learning experience.
It was definitely a learning experience.
That's not a failure. It's a learning experience.
Yeah, exactly. But more importantly, though, it's like it was actually a pretty good demonstration, through, if you want to call it a failure, because the beer was still drinkable. It just wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
Yeah. It just wasn't great. And most of our beers, we sound arrogant when we say, but we are very pleased with our beers. Like, I think we do a good job. We do a good job of brewing beer. The one thing we don't do a lot of documentation, because we do a lot of recipes, right? So like Steve's beer, it's all written down. We don't have to say, well, what'd you do that time? Well, at this many minutes I did this. Well, at this many minutes I did that, right? We don't do a lot of that. So it's like, so we don't have to document. But as we go, we did make one experimental beer. We started off with this thing called Temptation Ale. That's the name that the Northwest Brewer Supply gave it, Temptation Ale. Yep. And so it's a Kolsch style beer, which Kolsch is yet another beer. Look it up, go find one. They're not bad. They're kind of a dry, easy finish beer. They're not super hoppy or anything like that. They're lighter than a brown ale, and they're just an easy drinking beer. But they have their own flavor character. But they're good, right? Anyway, so it's a Kolsch, and so we took that recipe. We did just like we're doing here, right? We had two gone, and we offset by 15 minutes. So we started Steve's earlier and started mine later because that was exactly the same, and we only have one wort chiller, so we can't be finishing at the same time. So anyhow, we did one exactly the way the temperature is, and with the other one, we added another package of Citra hops at 0 minutes.
Okay.
And by doing that, it changed the flavor of the beer, and we felt like it was pretty successful, right? And in that one, we were off the map. Of course, we didn't go way far off the map. Like, kind of like if the map is of like the street, we were just on the curb. So not way far off the map. But it was just a fun thing and an experiment and stuff. And of course, we got books. I've got one that's holding down a piece of the shelf over there. It took the place of my Game of Thrones book that Steve gave me that I never read. Never saw the movie, never read the book. I meant to. I was going to go do something,
but my stuff's about to be done. So yours should be really about to be done.
I got a minute. Just about a minute. Can I see the thing? I'm pretty sure that it's still above 150. Because I had it all the way up to 160.
Okay. You'll be fine.
which is still within the zone, but really close. Yeah, we're 149. I think I'll survive at a 149. It'll buff.
Good buff out.
It'll buff out. So, anyways, in that case, we didn't do anything crazy, but we did document. We were just like, what did we do? What did we do? What did we do? We're real careful with it. Hey, which one did we do? The one where we chilled down to 170 and then added the hops and held for 15 minutes?
That was the.
Is that the one that you just racked?
Yeah.
Because that would be a hoppy one. What was it?
That was the Southern Cross IPA.
Southern Cross IPA. So we got another one that's about ready to.
Yeah, it's racked. We'll start carbonating it probably next Sunday.
Sounds good, man. All right, so after we do that, the next thing to do is we pull this out, just let it drain for a while. Now, like I said, my recipe says rinse with 170-degree water. Steve's recipe, if we were making this beer based off of whoever writes Steve's recipe or those recipes, it would say don't squeeze, and that's all it would say. So we're just going to leave it just like that. We're going to let it drain for a while. So the next step after we do that, and then I'm going to take this off. And this is the nice thing about brewing outside is that you can just take this thing and just chuck it right there. We'll give it to chickens later. So now, the next thing we do is add the sugars. So this is where you need to engage, and I'll ask you for your help. So a lot of times when you add sugars, like in Steve's case, in fact, you can help Steve more than me.
Okay.
Because Steve's got the gooey ones and I've got all dry malts.
Okay.
So do you still have your fire on, Steve?
I do.
So Steve still has his fire on. Sometimes we'll turn the fire off. And that's why I'm saying you can help Steve more than me.
Okay.
Is because if you've got your fire on and you add your sugars, especially with the liquid malts, it can go to the bottom and kind of squish out on the bottom, and then you can burn your sugars. Again, changing the flavor of your beer, which is, like all the goals is to not change the flavor of your beer. The big thing is to have control over it.
Okay.
So, I mean, like if you do it exactly the same, it's like, wow, this wasn't right, but you know what you did? It's like I was aiming for this, but I hit this. But you know what you did, and you can hit this again. Well, you've got something. You can hit this again, and if whatever this was, I wanted to go to B, but I landed on A, and if A is good, like I like A, well, if you got all this documentation, you can get to A again.
Okay.
Whereas if you don't, then who knows where you land next time? Which is
all the way in ZZ.
might want to watch that.
Son of a bitch.
That's 2.
Still PG.
This is fun. We enjoy doing this. Remove kettle high. So, since he had to go wash that thing, this is not a super rush right here. Getting the heat or getting the various little things off the heat is a little more important than this. So I need a pocket knife, which is somewhere in this pocket, which is where you would keep a pocket knife, in a pocket. Typically, pocket knives in pockets.
What about a pocket watch?
Also would go in a pocket. I like pocket watches. I haven't owned one in years. I don't actually want to watch at all now.
I have a few days in a while.
Everybody's got phones now.
Yeah, the phones have definitely impacted
we
the
doing?
watch
Mine's-
industry.
We're pulling that.
So just stir it until you get a good whirlpool going on.
Keep stirring. Yes.
What are you doing over there? Oh, that part.
That part.
I like this. You know why I like this? Because I'm not getting sticky.
Right?
I always get sticky. And I hate being sticky. I somehow always manage to be the one who gets sticky.
Uh-huh.
Glue and
There,
stuff all over my
Can you
hands.
show me what they could have made?
Yeah, you know what? This is a family show, so we've already had problems with the foul language, and so let's yeah, you just help him over there.
Oh,
Why'd we invite this guy, Steve? What the heck's going on here?
you know, you invite the riffraff, you get what you get.
All right.
Come on, please.
Let's see if that's. Yeah, that didn't work any better than the other way. Oh well.
Oh well.
And we stir. Oh, that looks like cement. So you know what's amazing about sugars
Same thing.
is that you can add a cup of sugar to a cup of water without increasing the volume of the container that it's in. Like it dissolves 100%, which is why they can put so much sugar in soda. So I notice our witty banter has stopped.
Oh, oh, well,
We're all concentrating.
we're focused.
Well, you know.
Now, in the next few minutes, Steve is going to use the word textbook.
I am.
Oh, yes, you are. I can almost guarantee it. Just wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it, folks. Steve's going to say textbook.
Whoa.
Careful. Hey, can I have the ladle?
Ladle.
Ladle, please.
All right. I know what he's referring to. When we start doing the boil.
Yep. As soon as that boil hits, man, we'll get it dialed in.
But now, why'd you do that?
Oh, just to get all the.
Just to get as much of the sugars as possible. Same reason I'm kind of rinsing the spoon. Although, in my case, it's just because I want to get this stuff off the spoon handle.
Gotcha.
Because there's actually,
No, that's fine.
with the molassesy stuff, there's actually.
Do you need me to stir it again or no?
Oh no, we're all right.
Okay.
Is his flame still going?
Yeah, my flame's on. I saw fire. Spot fire.
You could
Yeah,
take
I
this
just turned
and
it
put
up.
it over there on his.
I'm gonna get cleaned up real quick.
How's what?
Just on that table there.
Move everybody. No, don't do that. Not trying to.
Look at this. This is like witch's brew.
All right.
Two-fisted stirring here.
I need to go wash my hands because I'm all sticky again.
Better you than me, buddy. That's cool. So yeah, next step. Put this down here.
get it to a nice rolling boil.
A textbook rolling boil.
Textbook rolling boil. The key word is rolling.
Rolling, not roiling. You know what? You actually tasted some of that brew that wasn't so fantastic. It was that was at Pascha. Remember, I brought it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff. It just.
That was that second one, yeah.
Yup. It was like it was okay, but it was.
like if beer was juice.
Yes. That's
All
new.
right. What's that?
He said it was like if beer was juice. Yep. Are you gonna add your dry malts too?
Yeah. I'm getting there.
And that's what it reminded me of, like kind of like a bit like drinking a bitter juice.
Yeah. And so that's what happens when things are screwed up.
Give it a snip. Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right. Good enough.
All right.
All right. Now we wait.
Alrighty.
Even longer.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So the next step is to get them to boil.
Alright, I'll be right back.
All right. Man, there's like thick foam all over. Whenever you do just dry malts, jeez.
Oh, right.
Notice that? Yours is going to be a little bit foamy too. And nothing like this one with its 6 pounds of dry malt.
Let you do your thing. Get my timer ready.
Oh, you know what I should do? Well, we'll wait till Jim gets back.
Okay, timer is ready. Temperature is relevant now.
Yeah, we're not so worried about temperature as we are worried about boiling.
Right. Clean this thermometer off.
All right, and now, oh, really? Nothing. Continue on. Just that. No, I did not spill my beer all over my leg. That didn't happen at all. So now we wait. Another exciting day. The Dormition fast is over, which means, ooh, I should go get some deviled eggs. You like deviled eggs? I like deviled eggs.
Speaking of eggs,
You need eggs?
yeah, I was gonna buy some. So I tweaked the app a little bit. Sandy was having problems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Just all of a sudden, it wasn't working. So I tweaked it up and I placed an order, but I never got the email. So I don't know why. The email, I don't think you did either, unless you did get the email. I didn't get the email saying here's your order.
No, I didn't get an email yet.
Yeah, I don't know why. There's absolutely no reason that it should not work. You know what I mean? Nothing was changed, unless your email account that's processing your emails is shut off for some reason. You know what I mean?
Oh, I wouldn't. I mean, SendGrid should be doing its thing, right?
Well, yeah, but you might want to log in and make sure that it's still there's no problems with it.
I mean, why would there be?
Because nothing in the code was changed. You know what I mean? So
I know. I'm just saying why nothing. That's the thing. There was nobody said change something.
right, nothing got changed. So that's why I'm concerned. Maybe something's wrong with your account. You know.
All right, I'll check it.
So, I mean, just whenever.
Well, I should probably check it because I was just telling people today, hey, look, you can use this.
Yeah, you need to fix your account too, because whenever you do a cash one, it still the front end still work. It would update it thinking you were making a sale. So you're gonna want to.
Oh, so you mean I need? Yeah, you mentioned that. I need to adjust
you're
the
gonna do
number
like 4
of
times.
eggs.
You're gonna have to readjust it back to your current inventory minus 1.
Gotcha.
1 dozen.
All right, we need hops, man.
Yeah, they're downstairs, I believe.
Yeah, I'll go get them. What hops are yours?
Let's see. At this point now, I need the Chinook and the Mosaic. Well, the Chinook is my 60-minute, and then my Mosaic is a 0.
So you need the Chinook, and I need a Kent Goldings. All right, I'll be back.
I'm gonna have to set reminders for my dry hopping, because I'll definitely forget.
Oh yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Okay, Chinook, right?
Chinook, yep. Whenever you hear us refer to like the 60-minute or the 0-minute, we're referring to the start of the boil at 60 minutes remaining, and then 0 minutes is like wherever you pulled off to throw the hops in. Other kinds of beers, you might throw hops in at 30 minutes remaining, 15 minutes remaining, 10 minutes. It just affects how much of the whatever makes up the hopping on the little hop pellets, like all the oils and stuff, and how much of it boils off. You know, the closer to the end of the boil, the more aroma it's gonna have. You know,
Yeah, okay. Kind of like making soup.
kind of. You know, like the hops are gonna go into 60-minute boil. Those are bittering hops. They're gonna counter the sweetness of the malts.
Okay.
Because if you don't do that, your beer will taste really sweet, and it may not taste good. I mean, I don't really. Personally, I don't care for sweet tasting beers. I'm not like a beer guy, which is different than a sweet tasting beer, you know. But I just
Yeah.
like sweet beers.
You know what? Not trying to make cider over here.
No. One day I might try to do some cider, actual hard cider. I have apple trees in my house, and it's ridiculous amount of apples I get sometimes.
Well, they might as well put them to you, good use.
Yeah, usually they get used to. Some of people use like a Thanksgiving. It's just probably hot dish, a good one. Just dry them off and dissolve that.
Okay.
So yeah, we sit and wait for it to do a nice rolling boil, and then kick off the timer, and then it's gonna sit for 60 minutes
Okay.
at a small, easy boil. During that time is when I'll start getting that stuff ready, getting things rinsed and set up. All the fermentation is going to happen in here. Probably about 10 days
Okay.
for everything to be done. And after it's done fermenting, they put it in another one of those, but it's a little bit smaller. It's called racking. All that does is it gives the beer time to clear up, because there's going to be a lot of sediment and crap in there from things that are in here. And when you put it in another container and let it sit for another 10 days or so, what was that? Because that's all gonna sink to the bottom. So you siphon it out, and then you end up leaving a little bit of beer at the bottom, so you don't suck all that stuff through. But then you put it in the secondary container. Whatever happened to transfer over is going to settle as well, and then by that time it's usually pretty clear. put your keg, or some people even rack it again. They might do it 2 or 3 more times. We just usually rack it once, get it clear, and then put it in the keg. And it takes anywhere from a week or so, a week to 10 days to get it carbonated.
For you,
And your satanic eggs.
satanic eggs. Would you like a satanic egg?
Satanic eggs. Why,
Yeah.
why are they satanic?
They're deviled eggs.
Uh,
Boom, boom. Thank you. We'll be here all week.
Yeah, all right.
Comedian.
40,000 comedians out of work.
And we're making jokes.
We're making jokes. Here, evil egg. Not working very well. Thank you.
Watch all the eggs just jump at some point. Oh, that would not be good.
So you live here in town, or?
Right now, yeah. For another 15 days will be
Oh wow.
making that trip back.
Ah,
You going back to Illinois, or?
so good.
Oh,
Minnesota.
that's right. You said Minnesota. That's right. Yeah.
Minnesota, and then, but I'll be probably stopping in Illinois for a little bit. And then, I don't know. It's from a family there, so like Midwest and stuff. So.
Sure. I think Minnesota has got kind of its own brewing community, home brewing, pretty big up there if you decide to get into it.
You know, Wisconsin too. There's a lot of microbreweries up in that neck of the woods.
Oh, sure. And you put the cheese with the soup, don't you know? I like to drink the beer with the cheese. Don't you know? Go get your mother. She should have some of this cheese and the beer. This will be good for you.
Man, I hope
You can tell that all we know is the stereotypes. That's it.
cheese and well, you know, actually, I think California has surpassed Wisconsin as the dairy producer.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
For yeah, like
Excuse me.
or at least the dairy production, like they.
Well, we'll see if California can hang in there. They seem to be doing their darndest to chase everyone out of the state. So, do you know who Bill Maher is?
Yeah. He was like a newscaster kind of, but he's on HBO or something.
Well, he's a talk show guy,
Talk show,
right? So it's like Real Live with Bill Maher or something.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he's heavily anti-religion, and I'll give it to his credit. He's not anti-Christian. A lot of those guys that say I'm anti-religion, what they really mean is they're anti-Christian.
Gotcha.
They got no problem with Islam, no problem with Judaism, no problem with Buddhism, no problem with Hinduism, but they really got a big problem with Christianity. In Bill Maher's case, though, he's like very anti-religious. He does not like religion. So obviously that puts him at odds with me, you know. But he keeps saying things that make sense, you know, and he was super frustrated with California. So he tried to put solar power on his house. That was reportedly, right? Solar power on his house. You would think this is the California thing. Yay! Green power, renewable energy. That's what California is all about, right? After he was done with the regulations, it took like 3 years. It was a stupid amount of time for him to do something that everybody is saying you should do.
Right.
He was not happy.
It's taking money out of someone's pocket. If he's not paying the electric company as much, then
I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it.
of course they're going to be resistant, you know.
But it's kind of hypocritical.
It
you
is.
know?
It is. Yeah. Yeah. California is all about.
Have you, when you talk about like being anti-religion, I do see like I do see the why people think that because they think religion is just trying to find new ways to take your money.
Well, yeah.
In some cases, it's true.
Well, it's more than just that. I mean, because if you look at the history, let's just look at Christianity. Christianity as a religion, not so much God. God is fine. But the people that run Christianity, particularly the Christianity that is known by the West, right? Because let's be honest, it's me and you and 900 other guys, and that's orthodoxy. That's it in America. Not a lot of orthodox in America, right? But so what America knows, let's just bring the focus down even more to just America. They know Protestantism, and they like to ignore the good local Baptist churches with a hardworking pastor who is really trying to save his flock. I mean, and there are lots of them out there. There really are. They're wrong. I don't agree with. I kind of drank the Orthodox Kool-Aid, if you will, as far as the whole. I think Protestantism really missed a couple wickets, and it's off in the weeds a bit. But that doesn't change the intentions and the work ethic of probably thousands of small church pastors out there.
Right.
But that's not what we see. Do you know who we see? Joel Osteen.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Who nobody believes. I mean, it's just like nobody believes that guy is really in it for God.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm sorry, you have too much money, dude. It's just, which, when you move away from the religion aspect of things, I am a hardcore capitalist. There's no such thing as too much money. It's like, he has too much money. A person can't have too much money. It's like, congratulations, he did a good job. I admire him. Well done. Now, if you get it through, ill-gotten gains, like he sold drugs to 4-year-olds, it's like, okay, yeah, maybe that's wrong. But it's not, even then, though, it's not the money. It's what he did to get the money. It has nothing to do with the money. The money is irrelevant. It's what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos and his rocket and all that fun stuff. It's like, he came up with a service. This service was wildly popular, and he provided it to the world, not just America, the world,
Yeah.
I have nothing wrong with Jeff Bezos' money. So anyhow, I forgot how I got off. What was I talking? Well, we're talking about the anti-Christian, and you can see that it's like, because particularly in America, that's what we see. We don't see the thousands of hardworking pastors who are trying to, do good by their congregations.
Just kind of ignored our comments.
I think the last one is just changed.
Yeah. He said
Congratulations.
Excuse me.
Oh,
No
I'm
problem.
Jim, by the way.
Wendy. Nice
Oh,
to meet
yeah.
you.
Jim, Wendy, Jim. He's a Navy. He just got out of the Navy, and he's
I can tell.
hanging on. Oh, thank you.
What rate?
AO.
AO?
Yeah.
Cool, man. You have the build for it.
Oh, yeah. Bill and that dumb look on my face.
We didn't say anything.
I
but-
didn't say anything. Excuse me.
Oh, could you have Jaime bring us out 3 more moose schools, please?
Yeah.
Best kid ever. Training him to be a bartender.
Oh,
He's 20, by the way, so. So anyhow,
I mean, like, that's one of my issues with at least organized religion for a long time.
for a while,
For a while.
for a while now, which is weird because you and I are part of one of the most heavily organized religions out there. Not
Mhm.
quite as organized as the Catholic Church. Roman Catholicism, they've got a whole system, and they go to one single point. They go to the Pope. Orthodoxy has. Have I told you about the autocephalous idea?
I think so.
Right. So they have these. Thanks, kiddo.
You're welcome.
So they have these patriarchates, which is interesting. So they have these patriarchates, which originally reflected to a geographical area, which is why you have the Greek Orthodox Church, the Serbian
Right. Yeah, we
Orthodox
talked about
Church, the
this
Russian, Antiochian, etc., etc., etc.
That's funny because sometimes they bicker amongst themselves. I won't say fight, but sometimes they bicker.
I'll say fight.
Okay.
Well, and I've also mentioned. By the way, Jim, this one's yours when you come back.
Okay.
But I've mentioned that they, in America, it didn't grow up right because the idea should have been to have a North American Orthodox Church. There you go, bam, an American Orthodox Church. But because of the way America came into existence with all the immigration and everything, what we ended up with was a Serbian Orthodox Church right next door to a Greek Orthodox Church, right next door to a Russian Orthodox Church. So this whole geography idea kind of got shifted, Anyways, there's like 13 or 14 of them, right? 14?
Yeah, about. Well, there's like.
And now I'm the only guy on camera.
Well,
Everybody left.
Well, there's Russian, Serbian, Greek, OCA, Coptic. I said Serbian. There's a Japanese Orthodox Church.
There is a Japanese Orthodox Church. But we know about, so the Russians are a big one. Well, there's Russians, and then there's ROCOR, Russian Church outside of America. Oh! Stir. I think I've hit boil.
I think you're good. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Too much. It wasn't too bad to boil over.
No, it wasn't the worst. Could have been worse. Could have been
Yeah,
worse.
you've had worse.
That was not good. See, we get chatting, and this is what happens. All right, I gotta start my flame again, though, because
Here, man. Give me the thing. I can do it from an angle.
All right, here you go. Take me here. Get the gas on. All right, you got fire.
okay,
Here you go.
and pretty close. Wouldn't call that roiling. That is a little aggressive, though.
Aggressive.
That is aggressive. Can you see? I can't see the flame from where I'm at.
Good thing.
Pretty low. That looks pretty good, don't you think? A little aggressive?
A little aggressive.
A little aggressive. Two weeks, 2 boilovers. What's happened?
It happens, man.
Messy beer.
Messy beer process.
I don't want it too low. I think that's pretty good. All right. So once you achieve the boil and you get it stabilized, so it's just rolling, you don't want it roiling like what it was, that explosive thing. Once you do that, then you add your first set of hops.
Okay.
So hops do several things. We already talked about they do some preservation, right? They add flavors, but your first set of hops are what they call your bittering hops. And the bittering thing is, if you didn't add hops to your beer, it would taste very sweet and syrupy.
Okay.
At the end result, it would be. Was that mine going out?
No, that was fine. That was trying to adjust it.
It would end up being very sweet and syrupy as far as beer goes. I mean, it would just be sweet and syrupy. It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't taste like beer. So you add the bittering hops at the beginning. And in my case, I add one set at 90 minutes and another set 30 minutes. So this will go for an hour.
90 minutes.
Yeah. One at 90 and one at 30. So
30.
it goes for an hour. So then I can set my timer.
Hopefully mine gets boiling here, so my timer's close enough with yours.
Grab that.
All right.
So in any case, if you step outside of your religion and look at it, you can see how it can be. If someone doesn't buy into it, it's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think, I don't necessarily think I ever had an issue necessarily with the belief. I just had an issue with the organization of it. Which I guess and from what I've seen, I think Orthodoxy does a decent, good job of not, in order to be part of this church, you need to give us money.
Yeah, they don't.
In order to.
I haven't.
In order to be saved, you must give us money.
I haven't ever felt like. Now, from what I hear, some Orthodox churches do the actual pass of the plate thing. We don't do that. You've noticed we don't do that at St. Andrew.
No.
It's like you either pay your tithe or you don't, but there's not going to be a collection plate going around during the service.
We did that at. We've actually St. Andrew's the first church we didn't do that. It was never like. There's never like shoving it in your face or anything like that. It was more like it was presented, so it was more. It was definitely your choice. It was never like, oh, if you don't do this, you're going to hell.
Well, I've never been to a church where it was presented quite like that, but I've definitely been to a lot of Protestant churches where it was kind of like it would like go by, and if you didn't put anything in the plate, it would kind of slow down, and then it would move along.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it is. It's the difficulty with the passing of the plate is that.
It wasn't even a passing. It was just one of the. They would send. From what I've seen, it was just one of the altar boys would go out, just walk around with the plate. And so that way it wasn't like, they would just walk around and you didn't get to it.
Ah, okay. Well, that is a completely different way of doing it. Of course, from Protestant tradition, everybody's sitting in pews, right?
Yeah.
It's not like now, I don't know. So where did you go? You've named them. So what's like Holy Assumption or?
So the first one is Holy Trinity. That's in Chicago. Christ the Savior. That's in Chicago. My parents are in the Holy Resurrection, which is in Chicago. It's actually, yes, it's Chicago. It's right over there.
Got you. But the point is, so did they have pews or were they all standing style churches?
Everyone was standing. So standing, they had chairs. So at Holy Trinity, there were chairs set up for. Like those.
Yeah, you just went out.
There were chairs set up like in rows, There were chairs set up in rows like a.
That'll get you boiling.
There were chairs set up in rows like like pews,
Right.
And, but it was kind of like the unspoken rule that if you were able to stand, you stood. Like if you were, unless you were elderly, those chairs were for. Those chairs were for them, for people who did not have the ability to stand for an entire service. And then
So kind of like what we have. I mean, we've got the benches along the edge, and then some of the pews in the back.
Well, right, and that's how Christ the Savior was. They had pews along the side, and but that church was previously something covenant. I don't exactly know. It was like I don't exactly know what type of church it was, but it was before it was an Orthodox church. It was some sort of like covenant something. Protestant,
but not Orthodox.
Not Orthodox. So
gotcha.
that's why the pews were there. I guess they were like laid out.
Stir.
I guess they were laid out like you would see in
Okay.
But I had never seen that. Never saw it like that. Actually, there was also an organ there too.
Really?
Yeah,
that's definitely a throwback.
But that was gutted, and by the time I had gotten there, it was just gutted, and the only thing that was left was the section of where it would have been.
Oh, really?
Then they painted that with an icon, those icons.
Mhm.
They painted over it, and then the Holy Resurrection. This is Serbian church right there, so and that's laid out like they actually have pews for they have pews.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I remember, even there, it's every Orthodox church in the it's kind of like most folks in the world. If you're able to stand, you stand.
Right.
If you don't, I mean, I never was. I was in the altar, so I was never sitting.
Yeah, you didn't get to sit no matter what.
The only time I ever remember getting a chance to sit was they did the consecration of Christ the Savior. The consecration of Christ the Savior. That was a long service, and I remember one of the priests was like, "Sit."
Go ahead.
Because they came from all over. They were a priest that came from all over the.
You told me the story. It's like a bishop would show up. It's like, oh man, it's gonna be a long one today.
Bishop, deacon, one time we had Metropolitan show up. And then you got it. They have there's extra stuff added. So an hour turns into 2 or something like that.
Wait, go ahead, say it.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Textbook.
Textbook.
Uh,
Mine is not quite textbook. It's more like Cliff Notes.
what not to do?
Yeah, don't get involved in a conversation about religion just as your boiling is starting. It's fine.
Yeah, typically don't get into a conversation about religion. We might kind of start fighting.
No, we can do that. I mean,
Well, we can because
well, Steve's not. I don't even know. We'll ask him when he comes out. I don't even know if Steve considers himself Christian. He doesn't go to church. I know that. He has experience with Christianity and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know if I don't think he even considers himself a cultural Christian. Now that he's off camera, we're just talking behind his back. He can watch the replay if he wants, or we could just be like suddenly quiet when he walks out and stare at him.
But no, it was I've definitely had. I don't know what I think Chicago just has a lot of. There's a lot of Orthodox in Chicago. I think that's just true about the city.
Well, your bigger,
You got,
your bigger cities are going to have a lot of everything.
yeah.
They probably have more synagogues. They probably have more mosques.
Yeah,
Or
right. Actually, I've been thinking about mosques. Now, I think there's one in the suburbs. I know there's like a library, like a Muslim library or something.
oh yeah,
I don't know what that is because I've never been inside it. But it was not a mosque, but it was some sort of bookstore or library or something.
well the mosque is going to be a mosque. I mean that it should be pretty clear what that is.
Yeah, well, this definitely was not. It was on Fairwood Street. It was on one of the main streets.
You could say whatever you wanted. My only experience with Chicago is boot camp.
You never even went inside the city limits then.
Well, that's not true because for some reason, so I've driven across the top of the United States like 5 or 6 times, right? Like by myself in a car, just driving for whatever reason, I don't know. Every time I try and I go to Chicago, I'm like, I'm gonna get around this. I'm not gonna go through Chicago. It's not gonna happen. It's like I'm in the middle of Chicago. How did this happen? So frustrating. It's like I hate this. I mean, on the one hand, why are you wrestling with a carboy?
Because I'm getting ready to get it. I'm prepping it.
Oh, okay.
Remember, mine's gonna be ready before yours.
That's true.
So I'm just giving it a good swish around.
And then we're gonna need to rinse.
Well,
And we usually shut the camera off before that happens. Like we get to the end of the boil and we shut it down just because there's so much going on, and we don't have cameras all over the place to like.
how many people checked in today?
Well, so far we've got 3. One of them's Chase, who probably is still there. He probably put his phone down and he's doing something else. I'll be honest, just because I've seen the way Chase watches. But he is. He's a good fan. We like Chase. Chase is loyal.
He's gonna grow up and brew beer.
Well, right now he rides motorcycles.
Word.
He's how old is Chase? Well, 12. He is 12. And he is a motocross nut. You know, driving around, jumping him, wrecking him, breaking his arm, breaking his leg.
Not that way.
Don't go that way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, you're good.
That was almost a disaster. Well, the stream was cut short.
Stream was cut short as we moved gear and knocked everything over.
I need a new camera. But no, oh yeah, Chicago. Chicago's got really actually a big synagogue.
Yep, synagogues. Jews do synagogues.
There's a synagogue. Actually, there's a really big Greek church on Lincoln Drive. I forget the name of it. I think it's like St. Peter's. St. Peter and Paul or something.
The big Greek Orthodox.
Yeah. The Greek Orthodox, they know how to do things because everyone I've ever been to, they got money, they got valet parking.
You're talking about that valet parking.
Yeah.
Well, you said they're old too. I mean, they've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like I mean, my dad, his grandfather, and my great uncle, my great uncle. He's really my great uncle Pete, but he's my called Mark. That's the Irish family growing up.
right.
And then my great uncle Nick, they were all Greek. And then I guess my youngest one, which was my grandmother, he was born in Greece, and they came over in like.
So you're talking actually legitimately ethnically Greek.
Yeah.
You're not like they grew up in Greek Orthodox churches, because
Yeah.
I don't know.
They came over. They weren't even. I'm pretty sure the only one that remained Orthodox was I'm pretty sure was my Murph, because the other. And my dad, grandpa Jim, he was, he raised his dad, and they went for. Dad grew up Lutheran, so
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what was just. I don't know what. But yeah, they've been here for a while. They've been here for a while, and I've heard. I'm pretty sure it's like the valet service where they you get tipped. Like, welcome to church. Park your car. Give them $5. Give them $5 when you bring your car back.
Not exactly. Yeah, that's not exactly my experience with churches at all.
I'm telling you, there's a whole well now. You go to one if you don't speak Greek. You don't speak Greek. I don't know if we can let you in. We will, but stand in the back.
Don't let people know that we did this.
No. I think it's getting better though.
Well,
you know.
The thing about the United States is, and actually the world, with the internet and things, the ability to be isolated within your own community and not engage in other communities is becoming less and less,
Yeah.
So like when I was growing up, right, the only time we saw black people when I was growing up was on TV. That was it. I was in small town America. We saw Native Americans, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm in Montana, right?
Right.
But as far as like black people, there were no black people in my town. And TV is one thing. We didn't watch a lot of TV, but so there was no exposure to, if you want to call it black music, for lack of a better term. There's no exposure to black music. There's no exposure to the black American subculture that's happening right now, right?
Yeah.
No exposure to it. Now on the internet, you jump on the internet and you see it all over the place.
Mhm.
You want to experience Hispanic culture, just jump on the internet. It's like, oh wow, Latino culture, black culture, Indian culture, dot not feather, India. That's it. I mean, really, you want to experience these different cultures and these different ethnicities? They're all there, and you can get acclimated to it and used to it. In 1950, man, the Greek Orthodox Church is Greek. We're Greek.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also,
But now, it's,
like when like I think that was just when groups came over and they immigrated here. I think that's they were very much like this is we're. It's kind of we're very they're outsiders. They didn't want to have much to do with them. I guess that's
Mhm.
the best way to say it. Like I mean that's why every group is like I mean that's a big reason why we're gonna like the mafia got started so they can protect their
yeah,
protect their own.
I've heard that the mafia, its roots were not actually this concept of criminality. It was protecting a group.
Yeah, it was protecting their own group, like the Italian mafia. If there was Italian business, it was it was like we think of protection as a racket, but they were paid money to protect this business,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't like the store owners weren't forced to do it. It was
Right.
They did it willingly. I mean, I don't exactly know the.
Well, at a certain point, what it probably became is that people got, whoever the family was, they got a little bit overzealous, and instead of protecting, then they started extorting. It's like, we're still protecting you. It's like, you're protecting me from you.
If you don't pay me money, that big dude outside is gonna come in and break your arms.
It's like, that's not protecting. That's extortion. For sure.
Yeah. Well, even one thing like that's one thing that I've been told growing up is like one of the first one of the first. Let me ask you, do you maybe do you know what was one of the first organized crime syndicates in the U.S.
Nope, I don't.
According to one of my uncles growing up, it was Jews. They were one of the first organized crime.
Yeah, I do know that there is a Jewish mafia.
They were one of the first ones, I guess.
I didn't know they were one of the first ones, but
Yeah, I don't exactly know. This was according to him. He's an Italian cat, and this is according to him. But I wonder if that's why. And there is some disdain between. There is some sort of like feud between Italians and Jews.
oh yeah,
It's kind of like it's kind of funny because it's like most even like you said is like generations that as the newer generations grow up that kind of goes away, but there's some of them that still hang out like the older generations that still hang on to that.
well yeah, absolutely. I mean, it depends on how strong. 38 minutes. Depends on how strong those generations are and how strong the culture is within the community. It's like, it also depends on where you are in the United States. On the East Coast, ethnicity is like super important. I'm Italian, I'm German, I'm English, I'm this, I'm that. On the West Coast, it's like, what are you? I'm from Seattle. It's like, No, I know that, but what are you?
Well, that's one thing.
I'm human? I don't know what you're asking
Well,
here.
that's one thing that I get so old too is people are like I'm from Chicago. They got like the skyline tattoo on them or whatever. Which I have no problem with the tattoo, but it's like they're very quick to tell you where they're from. Like Chicago is like a rough place. Oh,
Okay.
watch out because I'm from Chicago or something, and it's just like, relax, dude. Relax. Like.
I get it. You're from Chicago. Okay.
Like that's one thing that, and like, that was funny too. Like, that's funny too. People I meet are like, oh, you're from Chicago. They're like, oh, you're from.
We need a hand from one of you all as I get the.
All right. Go forth, young Jim. I will entertain the masses. There might be two of them. The number's 5. 5's a good number. Not quite as good as 3, but I don't know. And everybody left me. So here I am sitting here watching pots of boiling green tea with hops added in.
Everybody left.
I don't know. You left. Steve left. I'm alone. I'm alone over here trying to entertain people. Maybe I should juggle or something. Yes, I'll juggle. No, I won't juggle.
Go ahead and put that back in there. I forgot this thing was in there.
Juggle chainsaw.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Bad idea. Really, 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 really bad idea.
Why?
Have you ever juggled a chainsaw?
Yes.
I don't believe you. I think you're lying.
Yes, I have.
You know why I think you're lying? Because you got all your fingers, all your toes, and all your arms. You're all still there. There's all of you.
Yeah.
Chainsaw jugglers are usually missing things. Missing a head. Yeah, which makes them really funny. It's kind of creepy to talk to them because they have no head and they're talking. It's like, that's not right. It's not possible. I'm not sure.
Are these things allowed on YouTube?
I don't know.
This category of conversation allowed.
I'm pretty sure, man. You can talk about whatever you want. So we're not just on YouTube, man. We are on. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter, and then we're on Haps itself, which is like it's kind of a multi-streaming video. It's a multi-streaming platform. So we're on 4 platforms all at the same time.
Okay.
For those of you who may or may not be wondering what's going on right now, they are quickly rinsing off the bleach water from the wort chiller, which is going to be the next thing that we need to use to chill the wort. Which this is wort. Wort. So, chill the wort. That's the next thing we're doing. Steve's beer over there is going to be ready much sooner than my beer is, which is why he disappeared off camera to get everything ready. And I'm just sitting here chatting with y'all. My beer, I still have, I have gobs of time. Yeah, I have 34 minutes until I add my next hops packet, and then it goes for another half hour after that. Newcastle takes a long time to make. They're still rinsing. In case you're wondering. Still rinsing. Still rinsing. And put it back in the bleach bucket. Nice.
It's been rinsed.
Okay. He says it's been rinsed.
That was the whole reason I needed him to hold that for me. So I have somewhere to put it till it was time to chill the work.
How much time you got left? You should have about half an hour left, right?
Probably, yeah. Give or take. I just want to get all the preparatory stuff out of the way.
I got like 38 minutes left on mine.
41 minutes on mine.
33 on mine.
So, yeah, good time.
So we'll have plenty of time. I mean, between the two.
Carboy. Get that guy ready.
You gonna do that the same way?
Nah. I just need the hot water for that one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Do.
All right, this actually. Let's see here. We'll get the hose set up.
I am so gonna have to clean up this yard.
Maybe.
Got beer cans and plastic bags that were full of various sugars and yeasts and things all over the place. We wanted to look like white trash. We've hit it now.
There's nothing wrong with being white trash.
I agree. I'm not judging. Okay, maybe I'm judging a little. Just a little. Just a little bit of judging.
Well, at least you're judging yourself.
I am, see? Looking at myself saying, oh, man. Holy crap, Steve. There's like 5 wasps have like hung out and said, wow, that looks like a good beer. We should drink it. Because this guy sure isn't.
Get out your wasp. Mine.
I'm the only one drinking my
You know
beer.
what I noticed about this beer?
What?
It's not really carbonated. It's not, I mean, it's carbonated, but it's not
No, it's not heavily
not
carbonated.
heavily carbonated.
But you know, the Newcastle, when I did the Newcastle right, it wasn't a super fizzy
Yeah.
beer either.
Well, what's that saying? Oh yeah, the people being like, "Oh, I'm from this neighborhood. I'm from this city, so you should be scared of me because, it's a rough area or whatever." And like that's kind of funny too. That's kind of funny to me because, it's kind of funny to me because people ask me where I'm from. I'll be like, I'm from Chicago or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's a rough place," and I'm like, my neighbors were cops and stuff. I wasn't like that was not my. I'm nowhere near. Like I grew up in the northwest side. Like I was nowhere near that.
So is the South Side considered the bad side of Chicago?
South side, west side depends. It's only like it's like a few neighborhoods. It's not
Sure.
the entire. It's not the entire south
Right.
west side. It's like certain neighborhoods are like there's the one neighborhood down there that's where all like whenever you hear about like a shooting or something, it's typically that area.
So I was gonna say your city is pretty famous for shootings. It's famous for really strict gun laws and a lot of shootings, which baffles us out here.
Well, actually, there
In the
actually
Northwest.
for a little bit there it was illegal to own. For a little bit, it was illegal to own a gun within the city limits of Chicago until a guy fought it all the way to the Supreme Court and it was deemed unconstitutional.
Really? So you can actually own a gun in Chicago now.
But before this guy fought it,
It was illegal.
It was illegal. The only people that were allowed to own firearms, like the only people that were legally allowed to own them were
Cops.
retired cops, and even firemen. I think in some cases were allowed
Okay,
to.
I guess so. Not sure how firefighters fall into the whole
I
thing.
just one neighbor. He was a retired cop. He was always checking underneath his car for bombs. He was nervous. Somebody.
Really?
I don't know if he made enemies or something, but.
Or maybe he was just paranoid.
Could be.
You know what's interesting is that, people talk about city people being tough. I'm not to offend you, right? But it's just like, I've known a lot of urban people,
Mm-hmm.
people who live in the urban environment. And as long as they have their Wi-Fi and their Starbucks on the corner and stuff, they're capable, intelligent people, and they're fine. And they think, and even the baddies, even the guys that are the badasses,
Mm-hmm.
they operate fine. You take that system away from them, and they are done. It's like you are not as tough as you thought you were.
I mean, I'll agree with you. I mean, I there's a reason I'm not going back.
Nice.
I mean that amongst the the economy took a shit in Illinois.
That's all right. We're fine. We're fine. At this point, we've stopped counting.
Yeah, right.
The economy took a nosedive, and now so it's just I'm not trying to find a job because I don't think there's gonna be one. So
Well, you got to make your own way, man. I think the trade union thing is a good idea. You know.
well, yeah, well, even that, I mean, that's tied up to like, you know, so if you don't know somebody, you're not getting in. Like if it's in Chicago, if you don't know somebody if you're
Oh, you mean
local-
inside Chicago
yeah, inside
itself?
Chicago. I mean, if you don't know somebody, you're not. Good luck.
Yeah, you know, I don't know because
I mean, it's not always the case, but typically, like, unless your uncle or your dad or somebody's been doing it for forever,
right,
like,
it's hard to get an in. I understand that, but at the same time, I know things are opening up though. You know, they're building. They're
Yeah.
still building.
yeah,
It's like, but you know, you go where the work is.
Right.
That's one thing. You know, that's one of the reasons that is that I'm not heavily conservative with my immigration policies. You know, particularly when people trot out that they're taking our jobs. It's like, look, if Juan can walk or hitchhike or hop a bus for 4,000 miles to get a job, you
Yeah.
can jump on a Greyhound and go 300 or 400 miles to get a job.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
I really do land there.
That whole argument that they're taking our jobs is kind of it's a very weak argument. I mean, it's.
I
mean,
absolutely
it's not,
agree.
If you really wanted a job, you can find one.
Yes.
But you know, I mean, if you're, you know, I mean, that's not really an issue to me. So there's no work. Like if you put you know, like that's something that they told me. You know, something that they maybe tried telling me. Oh, there's no work. Well, it's crazy how if you don't look, you won't find work.
It's amazing.
You know,
I
like.
can't see anything. Ah, yeah, me neither.
Right.
Oh, wait.
But I mean, but that's just something that they do because I mean, it's a business. Just like I mean, if you think about it, break it down to the bare bones. I mean, the military is a business just like anything else. They want to retain numbers. So if they tell you a little white lie here, they're to, oh, the job market's trash. Don't even bother. Don't bother getting out.
Don't get out
Don't
now.
waste your time.
Well, you know,
Well, it's hard. I mean, because they do need retention, and part of that's because it's a lot easier to deal with a guy who kind of knows what he's doing than it is to completely train a new guy. You know.
yeah. But I mean, if you like for me, I was just like, I just came to the realization. I was like, if I get out now, I can navigate the, civilian sector and figure it out, or I could do this now in my 20s while people expect me to be inexperienced. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm in my 20s, so people expect me to not be as experienced.
Right. They expect you to not know what you're doing.
Exactly.
It's like
So
you're the rookie.
yeah, and it's just a lot different than being, in my 40s. Like,
Yep.
oh, like,
No, you're absolutely right, man. You show up at your 40s, and it really doesn't matter what job it is. Even if people know that you're new at something,
yeah,
even if they know that, they're like, this guy's new at something, and we got to cut him some slack. It's like, yeah, he's new at something, but he's 55. He shouldn't be doing dumb stuff.
Right.
There's
mean,
just like,
well, the way it is right now, I mean, they don't really, I'm not exactly, I don't think I'm necessarily, haven't necessarily developed completely, but, as it is right now, the military, they don't really, once upon a time, I think they used to teach you a lot of good skills, and I think they still do, but there's a lot of things where you can't really, it's hard to develop if you stay, because, there's all this, like, nonsense now.
yeah, I mean, and then I don't know, when I was in, there was a lot of nonsense too.
All right.
So I don't know if that's necessarily unique to your time in the Navy.
I mean, my biggest thing is I'm trying to separate myself from your average millennial. I'm trying to be different.
That's easy. Show up to work on time. There, you're done.
I'm trying to, like,
Right. I got you.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, you know, that's more of an attitude than it is anything else. All right, I gotta use the head. I'll be right back.
All right, man.
How's your beer, Steve?
About halfway. So,
You want one?
yeah, I want an IPA though.
Yeah, I was thinking we could go with that. Move back to the sessions.
Yeah, let's have a session. I say we'll rinse my carboy out. So, what do you think so far? Kind of boring, huh? I mean, you can
No,
say it's boring. It is boring.
It's interesting. I mean, I don't know. Before this, I didn't know shit about beer except it's in a bottle. You drink it.
I drink it. It makes me feel a lot. Yeah, I should take more time to study the chemistry that's going on, but I don't know. I just follow the recipe and make the beer, drink it, So
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. I like the idea behind all this happening under the hood, but I just don't give enough time.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It is very like a lot of the microbreweries that are opening up, that have opened up. It's like they're all doing different stuff.
Right.
Like, oh, we brew this kind of beer.
I think if I ever graduate to like what they call all grain brewing, or actually making my own recipes, it'd be a little different. The expectation if you're brewing at that level is the chemistry, because you need to know what grains and hops go together, and you can throw random things together and see what happens, but you never know. That's why Jamie's talking about the documentation part. Like if you start doing stuff like that, you have to write everything down. That way you can repeat it. And if you get really good, you're like, man, this is amazing, You should have hopefully wrote everything down that you use so that you can the times and the temperatures of everything so that you can try to replicate it. Thank you, sir.
Session IPA for you. You actually are about ready to drink one. So am I.
That's your glass. That's fine.
Good, because they're both Wonder Woman glasses. Actually, mine's a Superman. Yours is a Wonder Woman. There, that makes me feel better.
Same.
But
It's the same.
shut up, Chip.
Okay.
He's like, I'll play your game.
I'll play your silly game.
It's the same fucking glass.
Oh man! Dude, bam!
PG-13.
Man, we hit PG-13.
And the reason that's PG-13 is some dumb tidbit of knowledge is you're allowed one F-bomb in a PG-13 movie, but it can't be referring to the act. Like how you said it would be fine.
Okay.
You couldn't actually refer to the act. Once you refer to the act, it becomes rated R. And the stupid MPA thing,
When does it become rated X? Just nakedness?
I get straight on nakedness, like
I don't even want to know. Why are we talking about this? We're talking. This is a beer show.
I know we kind of went on a tangent
I
there.
made a slip up here, but now I'm suddenly sensing an agenda between you guys. No, stop right there. Okay, we with the fat. We brew beer.
Naked beer?
I am not brewing. What the heck? What is naked beer? What is naked beer?
Oh,
Yeah.
all natural.
Well, in that case, we brew naked beer all the time. That was funny.
Full frontal beer.
Uh-oh.
30 minutes left on mine. Actually, a little less than 30 minutes. Let's probably get my carboy prepped after I finish this.
Yeah, you need to rinse yours out still?
Mhm.
Is that mine or yours?
That's yours.
Okay.
I moved mine to the kitchen. It's almost ready.
Yeah, I noticed. You got to the kitchen.
Made it to the kitchen.
I gotta get on Spotify. My friend Peter, the guy from London, he does these day streams. 16,000 views, right? And he plays music only from people that he knows.
Oh, okay.
So I need to put some of my songs together, get them on Spotify. I actually have them. I just need to get them on Spotify because he'll play. That's 16,000 plays. That counts as a play for me through his thing.
It's cool.
I could make like 18 cents every month.
18 cents, dude. What are you gonna do with yourself?
I don't know, man. That's a lot of money for a Spotify musician.
You can move to Eastern Europe and open a hotel.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a reference.
Euro trip.
I saw Euro Trip. That's the one with pop brownies and you kissed your sister. and all
Yeah,
that.
that's that one.
That's-
Yeah, because they're somewhere in some Eastern European country, and they're at a hotel, and then like they only had like $1.25, but and that the exchange rate's so crazy in that country that they were like living like kings. And the guy tips, I think he tips him a nickel or something. He's like, oh, a nickel, and he slaps the manager. I own my own hotel, you know, or something like that. I forget what it was.
I do remember that scene. I do remember it. Yeah, it's a little calm. Mine
From
is,
the wind.
by the way, textbook. Textbook. We have achieved textbook over
There
here.
you go. Okay, now I'm back to
Now you're the Cliff Notes.
Wait a minute. All right, let me get my cardboard ready. And then I'll drink more beer.
Yeah, we didn't give you the best spot. Sorry, man. But you are like you're like the focus of everyone. Man. You're the first thing they're gonna see. It's like, wow, there's Jim right there. Why'd they shove him in between two boiling pots of beer?
Will I bring your rating down?
No, that's all right.
Camera broke.
That's, you can't bring our rating down.
Camera broke.
5 is a good number. We did get 18 once. That was pretty cool. I think 9 of them were me checking those, so that didn't count. Now, there's this one guy, his handle on there is Jeffrey Giggles, and there's another guy, Ken. They pop in. Occasionally people pop in. You got to keep doing it. One of our problems is we start anywhere from 3 to 3:30 to 4. Like today we started like after 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we started late, and it's like if you don't start at the same time, then people can't predict it. It's all right, man. Because at the end of it, whether we have huge ratings or not, we're going to have 10 gallons of beer. And that is a good thing, my friend. So this will sit after we're done with this. After we're done with this, we cool it as quickly as possible. And there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, you want it to get cool quickly so that any little bugs that are floating in the air, because there's bacteria in the air right now, right? They don't have a chance to really get into your beer and infect it. You can get it in the sterilized carboy and get your yeast in there. That's one of the reasons that we smack the yeast early, the yeast packs, and let the yeast get going. So those yeast packs, we can show the yeast packs. Let's show the yeast packs on camera. Reach over here and grab. This is actually Steve's yeast pack here. So it started kind of flat, and now it's kind of puffy. Because the yeast are actually producing carbon dioxide as they go. You know, it's one of the things the yeast produce. They produce carbon dioxide, they produce alcohol, and they produce esters and phenols. At least those 4 things. And those things affect the taste of the beer. So, yeast pack for y'all. It's a spec pack. But that one's frozen, that one up there is not. Don't worry, it's still working. In our first few broadcasts, that was always like, what the heck's going on? And part of the reason is we've been going for 2 hours and 23 minutes now. That's a long show, man. You know, Figure Chase has already given up. Already lost his phone, and it's still tuned in. But anyhow, the
Watching send a message. Hey, I'm watching.
oh, hi Chase. But the yeast produce those things, and that changes the flavor of the beer. I once asked Steve, I was like, you know, does the yeast do anything? I mean, other than produce alcohol? Because if the yeast didn't, if that's the only thing it did was make it alcoholic, I wouldn't even bother. It's like I'm after flavor, I'm not after alcohol. You know, alcohol for me is kind of a negative side effect because I can only drink so many, and then I can't drive, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Right.
You know, because I'm like I've got alcohol in my system and I'm all mentally off.
Oh, right. I mean, you know, I think that's where I've come to. I don't know if it's just part of growing up or what.
Well, it depends on. I don't know. I guess it just depends. You know, I mean,
Because if you're just slamming them, feel a buzz. Like, what's the point?
Right. Well, and that's the thing. So if the point is to get drunk, then why would you do all this? Why would you put this much work? I mean, being careful, hopefully not boiling over, but whatever, you know. But making sure your flavors are right, making sure everything's clear, so you produce this like quality beer product. Why would you put that much work into it if the goal was just to get blasted?
Well, right.
Go buy yourself some, I don't know, say PBR.
Hey, you know, I tell you, I mean, you're right. Like, what, you know, I mean, that's.
And then drink a lot and drink it fast.
Yeah.
You know, and then you'd get blasted, and there you go, you hit your goal.
And some of those like beers, like we were talking about earlier, like some of those beers, you know, like you're not necessarily drinking them because they taste good. It's, you know, like.
No, you're not. You're drinking them because you're chasing that alcoholic buzz, the inebriation state. You know, when I drink Coors Lights though, like in the evenings, I'll drink Coors Lights. If I don't have any, like I almost ran out of the Newcastle, so I didn't drink it. I let my wife have it because she likes Newcastle.
Mhm.
She's pickier than I am when it comes to beer. I really do like all sorts of beers. I like stouts, I like porters, I like India Pale Ales, I like pale ales, I like saisons, I like bitters, I like sours, you name it.
Mhm.
I think they're all interesting in their way. There's some that I'm not terribly interested in. We drank this one. It was called Classic Lager. This was the most boring beer on the planet. I was like, why did I spend money on this? I mean, it was Coors Light was more interesting, like flavor wise, than this beer.
So what's after that? Pub beer?
Pub beer?
Pub beer?
I've not heard of it.
White black can.
It's just called pub beer.
Yeah.
You heard of something called pub beer?
Pub?
Pub beer, like in a white and black can.
That's literally what.
Oh, just like generic beer. I'm not sure. I might have.
It's just literally what it says on it. It's pub beer.
Did you get the? You got the thingamajigget rinsed?
So
Thingamajigget,
it's kind of funny because
also known as a carboy.
it's kind of funny because it's like if you forget, it's like they're like letting you know that it's beer because you might forget. Pub beer.
Oh, hey! In case you didn't know, this is beer. Oh wow, this is beer. I didn't know that classic lager. You probably needed a reminder. In case you're wondering after you drank this, yes, this is beer. And our answer together would be, if you say so. We don't necessarily agree. No, I was talking about, we were just talking about if the goal is to get drunk, why would you put this much work?
Oh yeah.
You know, 2.5 hours talking to a camera with 5 viewers. Wait, 6 viewers.
Oh.
I don't know who you are, viewer number 6, but I hope you're there, and I'm glad you dropped by. You should leave a chat message. We would love it if you did. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Leave a text message. We're watching.
The buzz is always a nice side effect of the process. So
It is Bo Adams. Ahoy, Bo! Have we met? Wait, have we met you before? Have we met Bo? Do you remember Bo Adams? BO80AMS?
I think so. I mean, I could just be conflating, but I thought we talked to Bo before.
He's a top commenter, which isn't hard to be in our
I know,
broadcast.
right?
You commented once. You're a top commenter. Good to meet you. This is the fun part, is when people show up. Hopefully he says more things, you know?
Yeah, I think we talked to Bo before. Maybe it was a different Bo, but I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure we've talked to him before. Yeah, I'm sure we have. How are you doing, man? Where you at? What's going on? It just means I don't shut up. That's all right. It's all right.
I have just over 16 minutes
Our
left.
number one fan tends to come on, make 4 or 5 comments, and then not do anything. I'm pretty sure he puts his phone down and goes and does something else.
Right?
Which, hey, you know what?
Probably
Whatever.
playing Fortnite, you know.
He probably is playing Fortnite.
Fortnite.
So, Jamie, Steve, and this is our special guest, Jim, who we've totally forgiven for destroying the opening shtick. If you watch the replay, you'll see he just wrecked it. It was horrible.
That's his fault because he didn't tell me there was a stick.
It's not my fault. You're supposed to know these things. You're supposed to be quiet until the host lets you know.
Okay. So
Haven't you watched the backstage talk show.
I
No.
was just supposed to. I was just supposed to just be a mind
Yes. Absolutely.
reader.
Oh, you met my wife. I'm supposed to be a mind reader.
So, anyways, hey man, today we're doing a double batch. We've got what is this? This is
It's a
an
hazy IPA.
New England IPA.
Yeah, New England style IPA. It's just a hazy. Yeah.
Right, but you know what
Hazy,
though?
hazy is what a New England IPA is.
I know, but it's not just a hazy. That is a very distinct style. But I read about this
Oh, okay.
on the internet,
So
so it must be true.
must be true.
It's, I mean, and it wasn't a blog post or a flame war on politics, so I kind of give it some veracity.
Right. I don't know what else goes into the New England part other than it being a hazy IPA. That's what I know as the distinction between regular IPA and New England style IPA.
I think there's some. I think maybe the real heavy hop schedule
Well, maybe
changes
hops,
things
yeah.
and stuff. So, anyways, we're doing a New England style IPA on this side, and then we're gonna do a Newcastle clone. I think what is
This
this
is
3 or
the
4
third or
times
fourth
we've
time
done?
we've done the Newcastle.
Yeah.
This is the fourth time, maybe?
Maybe?
No, third time.
Third time.
Third time, yeah.
My wife really likes it, and I like it too. So, and we're about to float the cake down in the basement.
Yeah, I just
Beer and propane tanks. Let's go. Right? Yeah.
I just floated my Mac and Jack clone.
Yeah.
yesterday.
We're emptying kegs. We need to refill them. This is
Yeah.
this must happen. We must refill the beer kegs.
I foresee us doing more of these double brews more often, doing double brews. You know,
Well, I think we should. I mean, because you just
why
gotta,
not? Right?
I mean, you've got to keep things. We keep running out of beer in between.
Yeah.
You know, and that's no fun at all.
So I like it when we do our broadcast when we pour beer out of our own kegs. I mean, just gives it a
Beer.
little more.
I like it. Beer and propane tanks.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, he's seeing it on the camera. The guy's observational. He's got good eyes. He's got good eyes. And you're right in the middle. You are the focus. Bam. Star of the show. Been here once.
If he's blowing up, I'm screwed.
Yeah, you're going to have a bad life. But that's all right. Your life up to now was good. And you're going to blow up in a, explosion of propane and beer, though. I
It's
mean,
been a good run.
yeah, there's worse ways to go. I mean, you could I don't know. There's worse ways to go. I don't want to get too graphic. You know.
Well, it is family friendly.
That's right. Family
Was
friendly.
family friendly.
See, family friendly. Family friendly. Thank you. This guy gets it. Steve gets it until he drinks too many beers, and then he starts swearing because we're all
Not
sailors.
this time.
All of us sailors. That's true. You're the potty mouth today. We invited you on, and you're just swearing left and right.
Hey man, I should have tried to shut it off sometime.
Yeah, well, okay, we get it. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean we're all sailors, so we're gonna talk like sailors.
Yeah, just
It's
we
very
don't have to
slippery,
get excessively.
Although I have never sailed a ship.
Never actually sailed a ship, although I've been on a ship.
What did you say?
Oh, Navy SEAL.
That's right. He was in Vegas. Yeah.
That's right. You're in Vegas.
Vegas,
You're in
yeah.
Vegas. Hey, we remember you. That's right.
Oh, he's a SEAL?
Yeah, he
Former,
was.
yeah,
He was a
He
former
got out
SEAL.
in the,
Oh,
he
word.
said he got out in the 80s.
Yeah, he got out. He got out before we got in. You know.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right. Viva Las Vegas. That's right. So this guy's a return viewer. See? I told you we have return viewers. That's 1, 2, 3. 3 full return viewers. Best broadcast this side of the Columbia River. Telling you what, baby.
That's pretty badass. You got a SEAL watching you.
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're running on towards the end of the boil. We got time left though. The camera's not going to go off. So Steve's is a regular 1 hour
60
boil.
minutes, Yeah.
He graduated Buds class what?
Graduated Buds class 160 in June of '89 and got a med discharge in '93.
Okay, so you got out in the 90s, not the 80s. Yeah.
But still,
That's right. Yeah, I remember.
I joined in
we were
'97. You joined
95.
'95,
Yeah.
and you joined.
2016.
Oh, babysitter, babysitter. Hello, babysitter.
Here we go with this BS.
Come on, man. It's all good. It's all good. Yo,
My back hurts.
my back hurts.
Well, have a beer. It might make you feel better.
Yeah, man. Beer cures everything. What are you drinking today, Bo? You know, you have to be drinking something. You can't watch our broadcast and just be drinking water. I mean, you can drink water, but it should have hops and yeast,
Barley
and other things in it. So yeah, we actually had a good conversation with Bo the other day.
Yeah,
It was
I
good.
think it was our last podcast.
Was that our last broadcast?
Was the last one or the one before?
So you met this guy in person?
No,
Yeah,
that would be.
The only person we know for real is my nephew that chimes in every time.
All right, we're gonna be here for another half hour. Go to the store, come back. It's okay. It's okay. We'll wait for you. Wait, how much time do I have? Actually, I'll be here for at least another 32 minutes and 40 seconds. How are you? Oh, shoot!
What do you say?
2 minutes and 40 seconds. I gotta go get some hops.
What do you say?
Oh, yeah.
But beer run.
BRRUN.
Beer run. I actually do have to go get my other hops.
Right.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, that would be fucking cool. Get old boy come on. Get him to have him come in.
That would be an interesting thing, but I don't know if that ever happened. You know, we talked to people. I mean, suppose we talked to somebody from Ireland. I mean, we don't know who these folks really are, but you know, but it's fun. It's fun anyway, you know.
Yeah, they be telling you whatever.
Right.
But we can just start inviting military people on the show. That's all we do.
That's what I said. I said you should. Bowl of what's his handle?
Bo.
That's Bo. If you could get Bo on here, that would be cool.
So, you know what's interesting is Haps actually has that functionality.
Oh,
Just for you, I use that word.
Functionality.
Functionality.
You can actually share your
Yep.
broadcast kind of thing.
Yep, you can do that. You could so let's say that Bo had a video set up. You can actually share, and then you can both go up. It comes up split screen,
Oh, okay.
and then you can interact
Sure.
back and forth. I've done it. I did it with Emmy Rich.
Oh.
You know, my friend from Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on, and I was like, I jumped on to make comments, just text comments like this, and she's like, you should go live. I'm like, okay. So I went live, and then like 18 of my subscribers are like, what is this? I'm like, because I came in the middle, and immediately Haps broadcast it to all of my channels.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so like, what? You just randomly come on, because it like came in half conversation, mid conversation. Do you have
Aggressive.
my pocket knife?
I do.
Good
Get
deal.
rid of that. Open mine here.
That's right.
Mine,
you need-
mine is at 0. So.
You're well, and mine is at 0 also. It
Ah.
just happens to be 30.
Right. You know, while I have 8 minutes left, I'm gonna go get my other water.
All right, man. I literally have 20 seconds left.
I'll need another assist because I'm doing something different this time.
What
I'm
are you
actually
doing?
gonna run my wort.
Oh,
through the
that's
strainer.
right.
So
Bam! And it's time to add my hops. All right. Go ahead, Jim. Go. Steve needs
I'm
help.
not ready yet. Just,
Okay, sit back down, Jim. Steve doesn't need your help.
Okay. When after I kill the wort.
So these hops. So this is the next set of hops, right?
Mhm.
These hops are going to add more aroma and more flavor than they will do bittering. Now at the 30-minute point, if you add hops at the 30-minute point, they're still going to be cooked pretty well. Think of it like onions, right? You bite a raw onion, it's really oniony. It really kicks you, right?
Mhm.
You cook it for 5 minutes, it's still oniony, but it tastes a little more mellow. And then you cook it all the way out, and you can get the caramelized onions, which taste completely different than like a raw onion. Kind of the same concept. So, kind of the same concept. Not 100% the same, but kind of. So the closer to the end of the boil that you add your hops, your second set of hops, the more of the oils and the fragrances, the aromas and the flavors of the hops you're going to get in your beer.
I mean, I can already kind of smell.
Yeah, mine. You can smell. You can kind of smell that, and then it'll get now. Steve's. What's going to happen with Steve's is he's going to hit
he's going to add his at 0. So he's going to turn the flame off,
Mm-hmm.
so it won't be boiling anymore. So it's not going to cook his hops very much. And then he's going to add a set of hops. And then he's going to throw everything into his carboy, which we should probably just do on camera because we'll still be doing this one. And then, so he's going to do that. Hey, man, we should bring the carboy out here and do it here because we're not going to turn the camera off because I'm still
Oh,
boiling.
yeah, sure.
You know, sound like a plan?
Yeah, I need my hops, though. I need to sanitize my hops pack. Or not my hops, I'm sorry, my yeast.
Oh, your yeast pack? It's right here. It's not that one. It's this one.
Mine's London Ale.
No, yours is 1318 London. Mine is 10
Oh.
whatever.
Oh, I didn't realize they're the same thing, man.
They're not
Okay.
the same thing. They're
Well-
different.
Both London Ale.
Yeah, they're both London ales, but yeah, they're different numbers.
Different numbers.
Different numbers, math and shit.
There he goes again. You're the worst transgressor. You're horrible.
Oh man. Well, you know. Yeah.
How's your beer? Oh, your beer's okay.
That's good. I do enjoy this one. I think I like this one a little bit better than
You like this better than the brown ale?
brown ale. I do like brown ale.
All right.
Well, you know, you don't-
It's something I would drink.
Well, so again, this is a session, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can drink quite a few of these and kind of be hanging in there. The what do you need, buddy?
Oh, I should have
Well,
retained some of the
brown
bleach water
ale
to
is like-
clean this
Why don't you
guy.
just here? Hold on, man. Sit down, and I'll go get you something. Sit down and entertain Bo if he's still here. He hasn't commented for a minute, but
Oh, you see he's running the store.
You're right.
is he really running it?
I don't know,
Maybe he
maybe
is
he
running
is.
it.
Oh, yeah, as dumb as the sound, you actually need to sanitize this thing too.
Oh, really?
And
Like, how you sanitize? Oh,
well, like usually I would submerge it in the water with bleach, but it didn't really work.
like
So
the bag while it's closed?
yeah, well, it's closed.
Yeah, because you want to kill any of the little bacteria that are
So
on
you
the
don't-
outside of the bag.
Once
Say,
you open it,
okay.
Yeah, once you open it, you're gonna expose it to the environment, and any of that bad bacteria that gets there first could start the process.
Again, first to the goalpost.
Yeah.
The first little bug that starts reproducing itself and really getting going, that's the one that's going to win. What are you looking for, man?
No, I think I'm just making sure this thing is good. Pretty sure whatever fell in there. Yeah. These things happen.
So it's cool. Is we used to
3
take
minutes.
this, and after done, we'd put it in the sink. And if we had ice, we'd put ice in it, in the sink around it, and then we'd stir it and stir it and stir it and run cold water and stir it and stir it and stir it. And it would take what, half an hour to get it cold?
Almost, yeah.
It took forever. We fire up that wart chiller, it's gonna be like 5 minutes. It'll go from however much it is down to like almost nothing.
Right.
Yep.
I'm gonna get the door for me, man. I'm going to rinse this and then just put it up on the.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll just entertain your guests with jokes.
Yes, tell a good joke. Not that one. That's not a good joke.
I don't have any.
You don't have any family-friendly jokes, do you?
Politically correct jokes.
Well, that's no good.
I was gonna tell a gay joke, but fuck it.
No, can't tell gay jokes. We don't want to offend the gay community. Can't tell white people jokes. Don't want to offend the white people. Not many people care about offending the white people, but I do. Can't tell black jokes. Can't tell Latino jokes. Can't tell woman jokes. Can't tell children jokes. Don't want to offend the children. Welcome to the age of hypersensitivity. It's one of those things, you know, it's like,
I mean, I kind of made one, but maybe I won't get it.
it's all right. Talking about telling jokes that are politically incorrect.
No, not those kind of jokes.
We tell a lot of those.
There's this one cat I met. He was one of the fuel truck drivers. Did they have fuel farms? Were they
Yeah,
were they
we
also
still had the fuel farm.
they were
when we were
civilian
there.
contractors and all that?
Yeah, they've been civilian contractors for a long time.
there's this one cat there. He would always come. He and I would, he'd come over and we shoot the
breeze.
Shoot the
That's the
breeze.
family-friendly way of saying
we'd
that.
shoot the breeze.
You're
And,
struggling here, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. We'd be, just be talking or whatever. And he'd always have a new joke for me every day. And he was the only. He would tell me he's like, yo, you're the only person I can tell jokes to anymore around here. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, everybody gets offended. I'm like, oh.
Man. You know, the truth of it is, though, is once you drill down and start knowing people, people are a lot less sensitive than online personas are.
Oh yeah.
Like, seriously. I mean, if you get to know someone, you can.
15 seconds.
It's like, we have this idea that the world is so hyper polarized, but you're not my Facebook friend yet, although you can be if you want to. But
I don't have a Facebook.
Oh.
I have no social media.
you don't have no social media?
I watched this. So there's this movie on Netflix called Social Dilemma.
Yep, I've heard of it.
It scared me.
Wait, aren't we going to do that over here?
Oh, they gotta chill it, man.
Right.
You need help.
Right there. We'll move the work
You
to
need
it.
an assist. You need an assist.
You want to move it over there? It's okay. We don't have to aim the camera.
It should say it scared me, but it kind of
No,
was.
I know
Like,
what you mean. Thanks for that.
when I watched it, I was like, whoa.
Right. Go ahead.
Do we need an assist?
Not yet.
Well, the water's gonna need to be aimed.
Yeah, that's all right.
So-
We'll aim the water. Your pot is all sticky.
But I was like, after I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm out. I don't want any.
Water coming on.
All right, it's good, man. It's just gonna shoot off there. So wait, get the thermometer really quick and take a look.
Just put it in here like.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Take that part off.
Oh, okay.
Try again.
Damn it.
Oh, you gotta turn it on.
Rookie mistake. Oh my god.
So go ahead, put it down in there. So it's sitting at 190 degrees, give or take, right?
191.2.
What's interesting, if you put it in the middle, it's gonna be a different temperature.
Yeah, put it in the middle. 5 degrees difference. Now watch how fast this thing chills this stuff out. It's actually pretty amazing.
Normally there's a hose that's attached to this, but it kept popping off, so we just don't put it on anymore.
Yeah, we just aim it out. Aim it out in the yard. The other nice thing about
You don't have to hold that out. I can do that. This is when you want to.
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to do something.
I forgot to do something.
I'm just sitting there.
I was trying to get it.
Just sitting here
Equalize a little bit.
watching. If there was an Olympic standing there, team, I'd be a gold medalist.
So anyways, now the goal is to get this below 100 degrees. Although a lot of times we'll drop it down below like 80 or 70 even, just because it goes really quick. You want it. The idea is that you get it below 100 degrees, and then in here is already some water, right? So because you don't want to shock this glass, because it's glass, and if you shock glass with a sudden temperature change, it could shatter,
Break. Yep.
which would be bad. So anyhow, what we do next is we chill this out. And like I said before, with the ice bath and stirring, take half an hour. This takes minutes, literally
Yeah,
minutes.
about 7 or 8 minutes down the temperature. And this thing is actually intended to be dipped in like ice water, like submerged in a bucket or something, because it gives it.
Which would make it even
Cold, yeah.
faster.
Yeah. Well,
So
we
you
just
chill that out,
never mess with that.
and then after you do that, then we pour it into this. Which, should I go get the funnel?
In a minute, yeah. Just because you have to hold on to it then. It's just been sanitized. You know what I mean?
We do not endorse that. I'm staring at the screen. We do not endorse that, but well done. Got a 12 pack. Sam Adams chugged one in the car on the way home.
Allegedly.
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 Yes. Never put anything into text you don't want to show up in a court of law. But you're home now. Holy crap, he did. He went on a beer run. Nice. You are a legend, sir. Well done, he said.
Look at.
Allegedly.
Hell
Nice. So we're chilling. We are now chilling Steve's beer, the New England IPA. We still got 23 minutes left on mine.
Now, I don't know if this would be a Massachusetts IPA or a Maine IPA. Yeah.
It's
Or,
New England. It's all one chunk.
New England.
I mean, especially being from the West, where
New England, pinkies in the air.
it's in the air.
It's a New England up here, pinkies in the air.
Pinkies in the air.
Tastes like Chardonnay, boys.
New England, yeah.
I spent a lot of years there when I was between Trees Station in Maine, and then when I lived there with my dad. He was in the Army. He was stationed at Fort Devens.
If you talk to my grandmother, I'm from there.
Connecticut, right?
Yeah, I was born in Connecticut. Yep. I only spent 3 years there. Forgot. You guys sell your beer online? No, man. This is for us to drink. Life is too crazy for us to get to that point yet. Maybe, who knows? If we do this for a year or
Start
so.
doing all grain brewing or design our own recipes, and who knows?
Yeah, who knows where this will go. Right now, man, we're just doing it for fun. Broadcast for fun. We brew beer for fun. We brew beer to drink.
All right, I think I'm just about ready.
Bunch of lushes. That's us, man.
What does that mean?
I'm a weekend warrior.
To you. Lush is another term for a drug.
Oh yeah.
You lush.
Learn something new every day.
All right, so
Have another, you lush.
oh,
Is that like an Irish
Don't
thing?
worry about that.
Is that like an Irish thing? Where did that originate from?
I don't know.
It sounds like something like the English.
it's from an Adam Sandler clip.
Oh, an Adam Sandler clip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the term is older than Adam Sandler, man. Lush has been around
Right,
forever.
I feel like that sounds like some like the English would say.
It probably
You know
is.
what I mean?
The English would definitely.
I can just hear like the new with an English accent.
I don't know. I have friends in England. I could ask them. They're probably not online right now because it is 3 in the morning. Let's see, 19. What's 19 plus 8?
What is it?
27.
I've been.
Been called a lush for years. See, there you go.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's all right. We're down. All right. So let's pop the top off this a little bit. See, this is where a second camera would be awesome.
I know, right?
But we don't have a second camera. Here, give me the sieve or the sifter or the filter or whatever you want to
Whatever
call
we're gonna
this
call
thing.
this thing.
Yeah, we're gonna need to. Are you down to temp?
Yeah.
What are you at?
Before I went in, it was below 90. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, I mean,
Give it a check. See what
we
happens.
can check.
I just want to see how quick that was. Yeah, the core is 80.
The outside is a little bit higher.
Oh, you'll be fine after you mix it with this water.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good.
All right. So the next
Do you mean
point.
to- do you mean to do anything?
Turn the water off.
I had something.
Whoop, trying to not get your basement.
Yeah, watch out. Watch out for
Excuse
the.
me.
Yeah, just aim it that way.
I got it.
Yeah.
Don't put it on the ground. Don't put it on the
I'm
ground.
not. I'm just aiming it down for him.
All right. Turn the water off. And on your way back, grab that bucket.
Oh, that's the opposite direction.
We are so good at this.
We make this comical, man.
We're professionals. We are.
Yeah,
professionals.
he's yeah, yes.
All right.
All
now,
right. So the next part, I got this.
You got
Go
that?
ahead and dump.
now
So we're trying something new, which is why we have more hands. We're actually trying to basically strain out the really big chunks of hops and whatever else that gets thrown in the beer when we boil it. Now that you have a view of Steve's butt. It's a nice butt, huh?
Good thing I'm wearing underwear.
Oh, thank God.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Dude, crack kills. I don't even want to hear about it.
No, that's my kid.
Oh, yes. Poor baby. All right. Yeah, stop there.
All right.
Well, it's definitely catching something because it's not like just instantly draining down.
Right. I mean, this is all strictly experimental, so. See any goop in there?
I do see goop in there. Oh, somebody's drank too much beer.
Broke the seal.
What butt? Flat as Kansas.
He's not wrong.
I like this guy. I'm glad he decides to watch us every so often.
Dude, look at that, man. Look at all that crap that it trapped. That's pretty good.
No, that is a good thing, man.
Now, my wife suggested cheesecloth. I'm like, man, can we sterilize that, or does it come sterilized?
You could boil it.
Yeah, I guess you could. But
I mean, you
I think
really
this will be
could.
fine. It'll be fine.
Yep.
All right. We'll just,
Throw it in your pot.
throw it in the pot. Rinse all that out later, and I got to top off. Where's the mark? There's the mark.
You got the mock.
Got the mark right here.
All right.
All right. More. Just a wee more.
This is the first time we've ever actually broadcast the actual putting into the whole thing.
All right. Putting into the whole thing.
Yeah, just shut up.
All right, let me get the water lock. Water lock is still inside.
All right, back inside. Don't forget to pitch your yeast.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Where is your yeast?
It's over there.
Over there? You want me to pitch it while you go get the water lock?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. BWWRUN beer run. And off you go, little yeasties. Do your magic. All right, more garbage to pick up from the yard later. All right, so the next set is to wait. Now we wait.
Now we wait.
I am not going to wait here for 2 weeks, though.
Did you shake it, or you just pitch it?
No, I just pitched it. That's all I've done. Now he really is just getting. It's just Kansas. You're just showing him Kansas
Again.
In answer to your question, Bo, the next thing we do, it sits for about 2 weeks. It'll start to ferment, as in the yeast will start to they'll start to eat the sugars and produce carbon dioxide and alcohol and all the other fun stuff. Probably in about a day or two.
Yeah, by this time tomorrow it should be bubbling nicely.
And
that's
then,
why we have the water lock.
And then after that stops, so that'll go for 3 to 5 days, give or take. Right? Now, Steve's beer is going to be incredibly hoppy. So we added hops at the beginning of the boil. We added hops at the end of the boil, right at the very end. And then the next thing is like at day 3, he adds more hops. And then at day 5, he adds even more hops.
Right, yeah.
So this beer is going to be very hoppy. But probably about a month, give or take. The whole process takes about a month. Because after it's done doing its initial fermentation,
right,
we will transfer it via a siphon into another glass carboy, and that will basically, it takes all the liquid out and leaves all the sludge behind.
Now, hopefully, by doing the straining thing that I did, we'll minimize that sludge. Hopefully,
Yeah.
We're seeing what happens. I don't know.
So Steve bought a strainer, so it strained a lot of the stuff that was already in the pot. And so, yeah, anyways, that's the next thing. Hey, man, all right, you guys talk with Bo, because now it's my turn to rinse that carboy
Get your
out.
carboy ready.
Get ready to go.
So,
Mine's
Jamie,
coming up.
did you tell me what the water lock was?
What? No, I didn't.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell me
So
about the water
basic
lock.
idea behind the water lock is
I'm gonna get to work here.
it lets gas escape from the carboy while preventing things from going in. So just like kind of like it's a little one-way valve, I guess you could say, but using water. You'll see it bubbling, it'll burp and all that. It's kind of funny. I made the mistake one time of putting my carboy in a shoe closet, and when everything was done fermenting, all the coats and smelled like hops. It was funny actually, but it, you know, good thing I didn't get pulled over, you know.
What do you say?
So now this needs to go somewhere dark, and
You said relief valve, I think.
yeah, it's like a relief
Question
valve.
mark,
Yeah,
whatever, for question mark.
yeah, same idea, but it's always open in a sense, just because the gas bubbles through the water, but nothing can get back into the bacteria and stuff can't get back into the carboy, which is bad. Bacteria will ruin your batch, and what sucks is you won't know it got ruined until you go to drink it. You're just like, whoa, what the heck happened here? So now I need to keep it. I usually cover it with an old sweatshirt and try to find a spot in the house that's dark and stable temperature-wise. 68, 70, 72 degrees, whatever. It's an ale, so ales are a little more forgiving with temperature during fermentation. So mainly you don't want direct sunlight to sit on it because that can actually that'll kill your yeast. And I need to go hide this until I go home. So entertain our guest there for a minute, Jim, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Jim's like,
They know what they're doing. I'm just a guest.
Well, it's just
I forgot my sweatshirt.
I got some.
Rapids.
Where are they? I don't think the breeze will eat. I mean, it's not too bright out anyways.
Nah,
It'll survive.
it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I'm not sure I even use
Chat with
time.
Bo.
Station.
I'll be back soon.
Where am I stationed? I was stationed in NASWP. I'm done though.
Yeah, Jim just got out like what, a week ago or something like that, or a little more. Or,
Like a month
oh,
ago.
a month ago. Okay.
Yeah.
I was way off on that one.
It's in Washington State. I don't know. You probably know where that is. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't.
Okay, now time to relax.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over that.
Yeah, no worries. I'll switch seats so I can actually see any comments he puts up. Yeah, Bill, I was all over the place. I was in Jacksonville, Florida, Whidbey Island, Japan, California, and Maine.
What was in Maine?
There was an air station up in Brunswick, mainly a P3 base.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's closed. During BRAC closures,
I met this civilian contractor that he was talking about that. He was up there. He said he had to go out with like an ice pick to chain the jet down. He said he had to pick through the ice.
yeah.
Did you get to do that?
No, I was eye level when I was up there.
Oh, okay.
So I worked at AIMD, but I don't doubt they had to chip away the ice off the chains.
He said he had to go out. You knew the tie downs were like 12
Right.
feet apart, so you had to go out there and chip through the
away.
ice. Okay, found one. Now you gotta go out 12 feet that way.
Oh yeah.
Chip through the ice. Oh, there's not one there.
I just had to do a lot of shoveling, snow shoveling. It was actually a watch. If you had snow watch, that was your sole watch standing duty at the command. You didn't actually get put on the regular rotation. And so, but if it started snowing, you had to come in 2, 3 in the morning, whatever, and start clearing pathways, and
Yeah.
it was actually pretty good.
See,
watch.
they almost got me because they tried sending me to boot camp in December. And I was like, I'm from Chicago, so I was like,
Nah.
you're trying to be funny. Oh.
Yeah, that's when I left boot camp. Was December 18th was my day of departure. 1995.
I ended up going in August of 2016. I was like, I know. I was like, I didn't know that we would have to shovel snow, but I was like, I assumed that we would have to. Like, I didn't know for a fact, but I was like, you know what?
I don't want to mess with
Boot
that.
camp, we have to shovel. I mean, like, shoveling snow was fun for the 18 years I lived in Chicago, but
Right. Yeah, I'm originally from Texas, so I didn't have to really deal with that. But during my time in Maine, I had to shovel snow, not just for the command, but I was with my practice wife at the time, and we lived in base housing, and so
Practice wife.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a good word for it.
so there was no like designated parking. Like I didn't have a parking spot. We just parked along the side of the road.
Mhm.
And so the kind of the rule of thumb with the little base housing community was if you shoveled your spot, that was your spot. So, but you had to shovel it. Nobody came through and did it for you.
Mhm.
And what pissed people off is if you shoveled did all that work, and Guam. He says he was in Guam, Coronado. Yeah, I remember. I think he told us that last time. Yep. I know Coronado for sure. I've been there actually. And Guam, never stationed there, but just I pulled in with the ship a few times. Or my squadron would go there when I was stationed in Japan with the fighter squadron. We would go to Guam to do pre-carrier type training for the pilots. We spent 6 weeks in Guam one time.
Never
Stay at the hotel.
been to Japan,
That's
not Guam
nice.
though.
No, what I was saying was you had to shovel your spot for your house for your car, and people would like have guests and they park in your spot. It's like
Right.
You need to have your friend move their car. No one ever gave me crap for it. Like, oh, sorry, man. They do it, but still, it's just that was the rule of the neighborhood.
That's like like in Chicago, like people shovel out their spot and then they put horses up. And I don't know if you ever heard of this, but people will put like traffic cones or like those horses that
I've not seen that.
put those up in front of their parking spot so you can't take. Well, people take it. Sometimes people will be dickheads and move them.
Right.
No, I shouldn't say that. But, oops. But yeah, sometimes when people move them, and then people, then that sometimes starts some controversy.
Oh,
Like,
I
hey,
bet.
you moved I shoveled that spot.
Why'd you move my cone?
Yeah,
I used to see that a lot in Japan. Actually, people would put cones down in their parking spots.
yeah. Like, well, anywhere where there's parallels, Chicago is mainly parallel parking. Like, unless you have a driveway.
They was saying they're hardly on Guam. Gotcha. Yeah, we actually operated out of Anderson Air Force Base when I was there with my squadron. We didn't actually do anything on the Navy side other than just if I was there as a port visit, we'd just obviously anchor out. Or actually, I think we were pier side all those times. But whenever I'd go down there with the squadron, I was on Anderson. Obvious reason, that's where the airfield was. So. And pretty soon it's going to get wet again. Is it like that up where you're going?
Where?
Up in Minnesota, not when you're
Like snow?
a lot of snow. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, a
but
lot
is
of snow.
Is it rainy up there like here? Or?
During the fall, I mean, like, so the Midwest, when it comes to the Midwest, like Chicago, like Illinois, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, it's all kind of similar.
Oh, okay.
So it rains in the fall, snows 6 months out of the year, like
Right.
like December, like Chicago is funny because you think you get through December and there wouldn't be any snow, and then come January,
Excuse me.
but it would be cold, and so come January, this is how you knew it was going to be bad. There would be a nice day in January, like you could ride your
You're
bike.
like, oh no.
You could ride your bike. You could wear shorts
Yeah.
and stuff, and that's how you knew. Like the next day, you're like, oh boy, here we go. and then it would hit like negative. Like one year it hit like negative 30,
Oh, jeez.
and and then it's just a blizzard hits, and they come on the news and they're like, it's the worst blizzard since. like my dad was always like, I lived through the worst blizzard, and this is like the worst blizzard in Chicago was in like the 70s or something, 60s, 70s. He's like, this isn't even close to it, because by the time 2000s
Mhm.
rolled around, they had all the equipment, but like back in the day, they didn't have buses got stuck in the snow. Like his dad drove a bus after his dad, my grandfather, he was in World War II, and then after he got out of the army, he became a bus driver for the city, and he was just stuck in the snow for like 3 days straight. But he made all that overtime pay.
Overtime, right? Yeah.
Like he just stayed with the bus. Like he slept in
I'll
it.
live on my bus.
He slept in it and everything. So and so by the time like it was nowhere. Even if it would get to be worse than back then, like as far as like snowfall, like, you would never have. You would never have you would never have that because they have the equipment. They have snow plows. Like if there's ever any sign of a blizzard, they usually send out like an army of snow plows, like plow trucks.
Kind of
and,
prep to get them
yeah,
repositioned and stuff.
yeah, like on the highway and all that. And as a kid, you're like, oh no, go home, because you want to snow bad so you don't have to go to school. So you're like, you're like looking at the plows like no, stay home. No.
You gonna try the strainer thing with yours as well, or?
Well, I think if I rinse it with regular water, it'll be okay.
I don't see why not. I mean,
Yeah. All
or use hot water in the sink or something. I don't know. But I mean, you could probably just kind of smack that into the kettle if you want.
Oh well, let's.
I'm gonna rinse the kettle out here with the hose anyway.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Then I'll wash it later because it needs to be scrubbed. But for now, I'm just gonna do that and get it home.
Yeah, because I don't think it'll.
Wilmette, Illinois, just outside of Chicago.
Yeah, Bo was saying his mom's from
word.
Illinois.
Where
He says, "Oh, never mind."
what is it?
He says Tim's tripping or something. Oh, Jamie. No, he's getting his carboy ready for what you saw me doing. He's gonna be doing the same thing for his boil.
Oh, Wilmette, Illinois. Oh, yeah.
You know, keeping the hose out that thing has purposes, doesn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
And normally we don't do I keep talking to the computer. Normally we don't do the dual brew days, but we're thinking this is our second time doing this. We're thinking we might do these more often, mainly just to keep more beer ready. Because it sucks when you float your keg and you got to wait, 6 weeks before your next one's ready.
Well, we're both in that position right now.
Yeah.
But
you have that stout that's carbonated, right?
Right, and that'll be ready to go in 4 days.
Yeah. Plus, you have to give some of that away, don't you?
I do. I owe that to Carrie.
How much
She
did you give
sold
her?
my house. I didn't give her a growler.
Growler?
I mean, come on, I already gave her 3% of the profits off the sale. I mean, I don't need to give her too much.
True.
It's not like she just did that all out of the kindness of her own heart, and she was like, "Oh, this is just a gift to you." It's like, oh no, she made money too.
Right. Yeah, you saw us in my garage that time. This time we're actually at Jamie's house in his front yard. We bounce back and forth between locations. My garage is good when it's cold or cold or raining, because the sound is terrible in there. Because it's a square room essentially, so
All
the
hard
audio,
surfaces.
all hard surfaces, so the audio is just not as good. But yeah, we bounce between his house and my house when we brew. We definitely brew at my house during inclement weather. So
Yeah, when the winter comes, we won't be over here at all, ever. Unless we turn the basement into a recording beer studio.
Yeah, right.
Or a beer studio recorder. Beer
recording studio.
It's going to be centered around beer, whatever it is, so that'll
beer
be
studio.
okay.
Beer
It's going to be a beer studio
Right.
that happens to have cameras.
Brewery studios.
Exactly. What are we looking at there? It should be ready to go. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, you have 24 seconds.
24 seconds. All right.
All right.
Ready to go.
Let's get red eye.
I'm thinking we don't need to move the phone.
I can run inside and hit it real quick if you want.
Yeah, I don't think that little bit of residue is not going to change the flavor that
probably
much.
I'm sure your beer will be fine.
I did want to get the big chunks of hops out of that thing, though,
Yeah.
because that would have done something. Don't know what, but something.
You would have done something.
All right, there we go.
All right.
Time to wake up.
Reveille. Wait. No, not anymore.
Ah, nope, retired. Thank
we don't
you.
We don't use that word
I
anymore.
don't do that crap. No more. That's stream. Oh yeah. Can you put this on the table behind you?
And corn beer.
Corn beer. At least you're not giving Bo a butt shot this time.
I'm standing like this on purpose.
You didn't show your work though.
Damn it.
We can pour it back in there and chill it.
Let's do that. You're right, because everything's sanitized. We can do that. This is what happens when you drink beer and brew.
I was like, wait a minute, why are you pouring hot beer in there?
Yeah, that's all right.
We'll let that strain.
You're absolutely right, though. We can, well, you don't even have to let it strain. Just dump it. Just dump it in there. All right, so Stupidity 101 passed.
Yeah, that was funny, actually.
Yeah. All right, go
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we need that.
What are you doing?
Well, we really did. Everything's sanitized, so we're okay.
Yeah, I know.
You want me to bring the whole bucket over?
Yeah, that's fine. Do the bucket.
Got all excited and stuff.
At least we didn't have to resort to my wife reading the recipe for us because we were too drunk.
Oh, that was bad. Let's just never remember that day ever again.
Right?
That was horrible. All right, so we'll grab this. One wort chiller. I want to grab that bung out of there.
Bung?
It's in the wort chiller.
There you go.
All right. And down. Go ahead and turn the hose on, Jim.
All right. But yeah, I don't want to aim that thing.
I am aiming it. I'm holding it. Somebody turn off the... So we might watch our language, but Bo is under no obligation. Ow, that's
I know,
really
right?
hot.
All right. Let me get the thermometer for you. Take a core reading real quick. 130, 140. I'm climbing. 145.
Did you say climbing?
It kept climbing. I'm like, it should be getting hotter. What's going on here?
All right. Getting colder. Turn off the fucking ringer, please.
And we're now rated R.
Yep.
It's all right.
That's just because it's two. I didn't know. Look how he spelled it. See, definitely not the same word. Not the same word.
But you read it though. Out loud.
Okay. Yeah, man. You know what? When we get done doing this, I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see a little better.
You want to see the chiller? Or?
Yeah, show them that if you can.
Oh.
Well, you gotta do dances with water streams.
Yeah, we'll just wait till it's done.
Hold on a minute, and we will show you this. This only takes moments. It's 2 copper coils hooked up to a garden hose. That's it.
Literally.
If we were to run it the way it was really intended, we would immerse the first copper coil in a bucket of ice water, and then so it'd make the water super cold, and then it would run through the wort, running cold water through here. But living in the Pacific Northwest, the water's pretty cold coming out of the ground as it is.
114 on the edges. 116 in the middle.
You know, there's a lot more liquid in here because we did the whole transfer.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Autocorrect doesn't change to ducking.
Yeah, I think autocorrect switching platforms. What I'm on now, the autocorrect is worse than what I can.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, come on.
I get irritated with autocorrect whenever I'm talking with my Spanish-speaking friends because it just. I'm sure there's a way, a way to change the setting.
There's gotta be. Yeah. 103 on the edge. 4.
It's dropping. I don't think anyone likes autocorrect. Here, we could do. Whoa.
Sorry.
Actually, we could do this.
Trying to get it to move a little bit. to equalize that heat.
Nobody likes autocorrect. Oh yeah, it just got warmer too, just by doing that.
Yeah, most of those wort killers are single stage or single coil. This is like 3 coils if you think about it.
No, this is a crazy fancy one. I can't believe that this guy gave it to you for free.
Retired captain, by the way. Navy captain. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm off a well out here. When we're over at Steve's house, we're off the city water. Yeah, the only thing this is costing me is electricity, and I have a solar system, so it's not that much. Seriously, I told you, right? My
Yeah.
electric bill last month was $2.
$2, yeah.
$2. That was my electric bill last month. I mean, granted, it cost me 18 grand to get that solar system, so I'm not sure that the ROI is quite there yet.
To pay for it, so you're at low 90s now.
I want to get down to at least 80.
93.
You know, in fact, more than 80. I want to drop it because I don't have that. There is warm now.
Yeah, I know.
It's mixed,
Because
so
it mix in.
because I'm an idiot.
No,
You shut up over there. You just run the water.
it's fine.
You said it.
I mean, I laid the strainer down in there, so it probably gave you the idea that it was ready. You know, we just kind of.
No, that was
We all
just being
brain farted.
dumb. I'm
We all
just
brain
dumb.
farted.
I'm a knucklehead. I'm not.
You knucklehead.
Where are we sitting at now? Stop laughing. It ain't funny. The more you say it, the funnier it gets.
Right. Mid 80s.
Why did I invite you over here? I don't know. I don't remember anymore.
85. Across the board.
I had to take branches out of my throat. Oh yeah, that's right. I had to take branches. Hey man, we are here to make sure that you stock your fridge properly. It's our main purpose in life. Like, yo, we need to broadcast. Why? Because Bo doesn't have enough beer. I'm sure he forgot. We'll go on. He'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta drink, gotta get beer. All right, hey Bo, thank you very much for coming. Oh, let me talk to the camera. Thank you very much for coming in, man. Appreciate it. Your comments are always appreciated. Make us laugh. Kind of spur the whole broadcast forward. Take care of yourself. Hopefully we'll see you next time, man. Relax. Have a homebrew.
Right.
I don't know, man.
You're at 81, so. Or were.
One more round. Where are we at now?
Mm, 76 in the center. 77 on the edge.
That'll be good. 77 is enough. It's cold enough to. All right, go ahead, kill it, man.
There the whole time.
And there we go. Let's try this again. This
Right.
time.
It'll be fine.
Strainer?
Strainer. Strainer.
What's weird is it seems like this beer is more chunky than yours was.
Probably because you had all that dry malt. So I'm just gonna pour this in and then get the chunks out.
Yeah, that's
Size
fine.
it correctly,
That's
you know
fine.
what
Yeah, just give it a good whack.
I mean? There we go. Now I should go a little smoother. Oh, good. See?
More gooder indeed.
And it's clogged.
Yeah, I know, right?
Go ahead, pour it. It's okay.
Who am I hearing? Oh man. It'd be boring.
Oh man, this is just straight up sludgier.
Right?
Maybe it's the Kent Golding hops, or
Oh yeah, probably, huh?
I don't know, man. But that has just got more crud in it than yours did.
I didn't put my hops in, dude.
Which hops is that?
The zero hops.
Oh, well, throw them in now. You'll be all right.
Damn it. It's cooler now. You know, I'm an
Yeah,
idiot.
yeah,
I'm
but-
an idiot too.
It's not gonna be. Watch it.
Yeah, I know.
It's not gonna be the end of the world. Hi, welcome to How Not to Brew Beer 101.
Wow, we really brain farted this one, man.
Yeah, but that's gonna be okay. I mean, it's close enough. Yeah, it'll be all right. You'll be fine.
We'll see.
I am sure you'll be fine.
It's already bubbling.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. That's some sugary stuff over there, man. All right, so that's gonna be unique. It is gonna be fine though, dude.
No, it literally bubbled. It's already bubbling.
At the end of the day, well, I'm not surprised. I mean, think about it. The yeast packs puff, right? So,
Man, we didn't screw up our beers, dude.
this was not the best beer session ever.
No, it wasn't. What happened, man?
I don't know.
We only had a few beers while we were working, you know.
Oh yeah, and we're not even close to drunk. No, that.
All right, well,
We got all excited because Bo showed up. You know, got a viewer. It's like, yeah,
did you already kill the
viewer.
broadcast?
What?
Did you kill the broadcast?
Nope, we're still broadcasting. So I think that happened, and had a special guest on, and yeah, man, who knows? All right, we're about to kill the broadcast. All right, come on back over. Jim, where'd you go?
He's on the phone.
Oh, he's on the phone. All right, dude. Need you over here for just a minute. All right, so idiocy ensues. We forgot to add the hops at 0 minute, but like, what's the difference between 0 minute and right now? I mean, it's not gonna boil anymore.
No, maybe because it's hotter, and it'll.
Well, yeah, I
don't
think.
know if the.
I guess my point is, I think it's gonna have minimal impact. It's gonna have some impact
Right.
because you're right. You're throwing it in when it's hot, and that's gonna change the chemistry a little bit.
Right.
But it's not like if it had been a 5 minute ad and you missed it, yeah, you totally changed that beer. I'm not saying it'll be bad. You never know.
Maybe it'll be good.
Yeah, you change the hop schedule. It's like, wow, this is amazing. Okay, so how do you do this? Add the yeast first, drink a beer, and then throw the next hops in.
Right.
It's like, do you have a timer?
No, let's drink a
No.
beer.
Just
Beer,
drink a beer. One beer, throw the hops in. Who knows? All right, hey man. Thank you for coming in. Thanks to Bo for being here, and Energizer Beast, Chase, our most loyal fan, and to whoever else. There are 7 viewers, and I know I was only one of them.
Nice. Maybe it's Tom from Facebook.
Could be Tom.
Not Facebook.
MySpace.
MySpace.
It could be. You never know. Who knows? It could be. Maybe it's the Habs people just popping by saying hey.
Right.
In any case, to all of you who stopped by, thanks a lot. And to all of you watching the replay, thank you as well.
And this is how
And-
not to make beer.
How not to make beer. That's the way to do it. Just get chatting and forget and don't do steps. And
Yeah.
it's like, why do we even sanitize? Who cares? Let's just throw some bacteria in the jug and see what happens. All right. Hey, we're going to sign off now. So, as always, relax.
Have a homebrew.